So I was
Good
looking
afternoon,
through.
good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to the Cheeseburger Stream, or as otherwise known, the world's gone insane. Let's talk about it. We've got lots to get through today, but most importantly, Zam, hit us up with your protein bar assortment and your thoughts
Yeah,
on it.
there will be a video coming out soon, but I've just had some protein bars and with some of the wrappers of it. One of the wrappers is in the bin. You'll see my review, but yeah, I'm trying to lose some weight. I've been going to the gym a lot, and I still want my fucking chocolate. So these protein bars is my way of fulfilling my that urge. And I've eaten
Those are
one of
fucking
them.
expensive, man.
Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah, but you don't eat it all the time. It's not so bad. But I did spend about 10 quid on a protein bar for a review. I did that for you, and that will be coming out soon.
There you go. There you go. Now, I will say this: one of the flavors they showed me was salted caramel, and personally speaking, it's my most despised flavor on the planet. I barely like caramel, and then you want to salt it.
Whoa. How do you become that size and not fucking like caramel? You know what I mean? Shit.
It salted caramel like came out of nowhere a couple of years ago, and I've never understood the fascination with it. I've tried it. I've tried it. I'm not one to be like, oh, I'm not gonna try-" and every time I'm like, no, I just want caramel or nothing because I barely like caramel as well. Like unless it's like a sauce, like proper runny, but like I could tolerate it in a Twix because it's got a chunky biscuit. I wish the biscuit was chunkier than the caramel. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's a flavor thing, baby. Can't help it.
Yeah.
I'm not too big on like super sweet things. Not that I don't like my sweets. Yeah, and then the salt as well. Then I like sweet and salty popcorn. I was the one that pioneered it. I was doing it since the
No, you
80s.
didn't. No,
I
you.
pioneered. But listen, I pioneered. I will put my hand on my head. As much as I brought the bids into the world, returned them back into the world. That's a lie, but still, I'm taking that moniker because I did it in 2012. Then everyone started doing it in 2013. But I was doing sweet salt popcorn mix in the 80s, and everyone thought I was fucking crazy back then. Even my dad was like, "What the fuck?" And then he tried it. It's like, "Oh yeah." So
I just want to say
just say,
that I was eating sweet and salty popcorn before I even knew you. Just
yeah,
saying.
but you knew me in 2000. I've said it since the 80s, mate. I was doing it since I was a
All
little
right.
kid. Okay. I know you're 10 years older than me, Granddad, but still, it's not
Not
the
that
point.
fucking old. All right.
All right, well, lots to get into. But before we do, I want to quickly double check that everything's up and running on YouTube. So if you hear some feedback, see, yes, okay, good. I want to check my microphone, make sure it's okay on that end. Right, good, right. Which stream am I looking at? Okay, so we'll start off. Wait for the room to fill up a bit, and just start off with a bit of the British politics before we move on to I don't know what's going on in America. Nothing much. It's always a bit quiet over there as always. You know what I mean? But we'll have a look, see what's going on there. But now here in the UK, a bit of hope, a bit of chaos, and a bit of what the fuck. And the Greens are absolutely smashing it, like beyond my expectation. It's been phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for anything more. Essentially, with them. However, your party has become a fucking shit show, which is frustrating. But I'll put it down to the fact that if you look at the history of most political parties when they launched, even during like the communist revolution in Russia and all that, even that was a massive shit show at the beginning. So I'll put it down to that and see where that goes. But the Greens have been smashing it, and thank God that Polanski has been getting much more coverage in the press to the extent of like reform have been doing, because we got to a point where it was just wall to wall saturation of reform. But now it seems that a lot of people just are kind of calling down on reform. I think what happened in Wales took was a bit of a shock to them because nobody expected Plaid Cymru to win. And since then, it's all been a little bit. And Farage has stepped up a lot of the anti-working class rhetoric, which makes me believe that he wants to throw in the towel. He doesn't want to do this anymore, and he wants reform to collapse rather than
Or start a new
him.
party.
No, well, you never know with him. But
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
I'm
he just
saying.
doesn't want to do this anymore. I think he just wants to get out because he's turned around. He's openly admitted that he wants to privatize the NHS or stop the public from funding it, which is basically another way of saying he wants to privatize the NHS. He come out this week attacking young people by saying he wants to abolish the minimum wage for
Yeah,
young
what the fuck
young
ever.
I want to
people.
talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, I'll go straight into that as soon as I do this next part, and then we can go into that. And then he also, tried to push to get rid of the ECHR, which they're obsessed with doing. And I keep trying to explain to right wingers that every time you see higher ups want to get rid of something that only benefits us, alarm bells should fucking ring. But again, I look at this country and I'm like, the ECHR is a bit like, you know, that meme of that security guard who's just like not even touching people and just waving them on. He's just doing that. Remember that?
I haven't seen that
That's
one
what
in a while, but yeah.
ECHR is. Yeah. It's like that because this country has violated every human rights law on this fucking planet. Even the Amnesty International said that the country's austerity breaks the Geneva Convention. So ECHR, no ECHR, it's all bollocks. But we're just saying this guy is pushing blatant fascistic rhetoric and he's ramping it up more because I think he just wants to throw in the towel. Gary, I'll come to you.
I agree with you. I think, I don't know if I just think he's just playing to his base, to be honest with you. Because, the thing is that I think it's just total veil off at this point. Like, who was it? Was it Richard Tice who was on some
Question time?
It was on Question Time. But I don't know where he was, but he was talking about getting rid of the £10 for your minimum wage. It's like, people should be wearing £10. Why not? It's too much. Buddy, I hate to be the one who punches your little balloon here. Our wages have been trailing inflation and still are, even with the increase we had 2 years ago. We should be paying at least about 15 quid if you want to match inflation. And I think somebody said it should be at least about 17. So, no, it isn't too much. It's too less, actually, because people don't have enough money to... that's why a lot of the high street is dying out, because a lot of people don't have the excess money. People are spending their money on bills, the rent and stuff like that. They don't have money to go to the high street. That's why the pubs are going down. That's the reason that the high street is going down. That's why a lot of conglomerates are going in, because they're buying up these different stores, and that's why the only ones that are around are the ones that like these massive conglomerates are buying. The only pubs that are around at the moment are bloody chains, because they're super, energized to do that. So, and this is what reform are for. They're for bloody these massive companies getting on, because they're their main donors. I don't know if you agree with that, but that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah. There's before I talk about that, Zam, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure regarding Nigel Farage wanting to throw the towel in, even though he's renowned for that. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, Reform are in the best place they've ever been. Nigel Farage politically is in the best place he's ever been. Like, Reform are smashing it, and he could be our prime minister. And then it's a very much "I told you so" moment, and we're in a position now where he can say, "Look, we're going after darkies, yeah, and getting rid of them and all that. And in the meantime, I'm going to take away your NHS. I'm going to make sure that you work on slave labor wages. I'm going to make your lives really shit. But don't worry, we're going after those goddamn darkies. So that's all that fucking matters to you." And honestly, there are a lot of people who don't give a fuck about anything else other than catching the silent. I see it on social media. Like there's people hanging outside hotels thinking that somebody trying to come in for a better life is the reason why their lives are so shitty. Not understanding that it always has been, always will be the fucking billionaires. They control everything. The narrative, they control the people's money. They control every aspect of our lives. Not some third worlder on a fucking rubber dinghy, But they've been made to think that, and unfortunately, I think Nigel Farage feels that okay, I can extract everything I can from everyone because their xenophobia is too high. I mean, we got Brexit for that. We got Trump twice for that. People's xenophobia trumps everything at times. It's crazy the world we live in. So I'm not. I wish I was as optimistic as you, but but these things just knowing how racist people are.
I get what you mean, and it's 100. That's exactly what I was going to chime in with to say that because people are so hyper focused on immigration. I mean, we see it's like the top kind of issue because people are fucking stupid. He can literally come out and talk about anything else, and the voters aren't paying attention. They don't notice it. They only hear what they want to hear, but they don't realize that he's been pushing a lot of anti-worker stuff. I mean, just this week in Parliament, where he voted against, reforms to like workers' rights bill and all this kind of stuff. Like he'll do all this stuff. He's shown time and time again that he doesn't care about the working class. But because immigration is such a hot topic, and I keep saying to people, have a look at the farmers and have a look at a lot of Americans that felt for the same shit and what they're going through now. They said, I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for my family to starve. I didn't vote for us to be kicked out of our house and all this kind of stuff. And I said, it's going to happen to you. And your stupid laugh emoji just means that you're just being stupid, ignorant without looking at the facts. And that's like, it's fine. But the thing is with Farage, I said like 2029 we'll get a reformed government and then 2034 we won't. But lately, the way everything's kind of collapsing, councillors keep quitting en masse or getting kicked out en masse or arrested, suspended, whatever en masse. The wheels are coming off, and I think Farage is sensing that, and he just wants out. And I might be wrong. Like I might be completely wrong. It might be the other thing of that he can ramp up all the anti-worker rhetoric and working class rhetoric because his supporters aren't focusing on that. They're just focusing on the immigration thing. There is that for sure.
He gave us Brexit. Yeah, him and Boris Johnson gave us Brexit, and Boris Johnson became fucking prime minister. That was his punishment. And people have already forgotten how look, we can go on about the problem with the EU, but not one good thing has come from Brexit. No. You can ask anyone. Who voted for it, what's the best thing to come from Brexit? And they'll give you fucking cliches and metaphors like we got our country back. But what does that fucking mean?
Yeah, that doesn't mean
this motherfucker, gave us Brexit, and people have already forgotten, and they think he's somehow the solution, and shitting on
well, the media are to blame for that because
they're not going to change. They want him to be. They want him to be in power. The guy's fucking news articles.
Yeah. He's a Zionist. He's pro-billionaire. He's a Russian puppet, an American puppet. It's basically he is the epitome of the influence. Like he is the poster person for why rich foreigners are scumbags and need to be the ones that need to be kicked out and banned from having any kind of. I'll take 1,000 dinghies before I take one cunt in a private jet. Basically, it's as simple as that. But he is a poster person, like Russian money, MAGA money, evangelical fucking money, like any private corporation, he's getting mad money from. I mean, Labour, the Tories, all the bloody same. They're all taking money from them as well. But his donations to the reform. That's why reform is a what is it? They're an LLC. They're not an actual political party. They're a company. Yeah, because that's how they can take donations. Gary.
Because didn't he recently say that he didn't like gay marriage or something like that, or was against it or something like
Yeah, gay marriage, abortions, all this kind of shit. He wasn't talking about this stuff before, but gets money from evangelicals, and now it's just like, well, you know. And by the way, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I was ever prime minister, the first thing I will do is mark evangelicals as a cult, and the next legislation will be to ban all cults from functioning or receiving funding. And I'll kick out, I don't give a fuck, I'll shut your church down. I will kick out any evangelical that wasn't born here. I'm kicking you out because they are a cancer and they are spreading. And the worst kind of cancer is they're taking over like a lot of that fucking African community. And I see it with my own eyes. And I hate them with a passion, and I would have them barred from the country. I don't give a shit. Anything that gets marked as a cult.
Mate, they're taking over our media and our governments.
Yeah.
You know, let alone communities. I mean, they're in the highest forms of office. You know, they're dictating how we live. And you see in the States with fucking abortion rights and shit like that. They've even brought out a recently Trump sneaked in a new law after Mamdani one, where trans people, when it comes to their passports, they can't be identified under what they identify as. They have to be what they were born as on their passports.
I mean,
effectively, a lot of them are just stuck in America now.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just as bad over here because I mean, like after the April ruling, a lot of trans people are now like in limbo and thinking, is it legal for me to go into a bathroom? Is it legal for me to just basically live my life? A lot of them are afraid of like, you know, going into, because like there's been, because to be honest with you, like Keir Starmer's trying to play both sides against the middle, and he's pissing it. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't like Keir Starmer anyway. But
I hate him, man.
But like, I mean, like, I'm just wondering, like, because apparently this month is going to mark where apparently they're going to be changing a lot of laws to make it illegal for trans people to go into the correct bathroom, which is going to put a lot of trans people in danger. Because I don't know if any turns like that know this, but trans people are the ones who are most in danger of being assaulted in bathrooms.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's just a distraction. It's a perfect distraction for them. They're like, yeah, focus on this while we strip away and do everything. And you know what annoys me with Labour? They came in, they took away a load of shit from us. They took away the winter fuel allowance, and they've brought it back for certain people. And there's been nothing in the media about them bringing it back. Okay, because I don't know if it's so. It doesn't show that they've actually gone back to doing a good thing, or because they fucked up and they're bringing it back. But my mum got a letter the other day saying, yeah, you know, we're going to give you £200 towards your winter fuel allowance. And I'm like, we're not focusing on that in the media. The media is still focusing on fucking immigration and other bollocks, you know, and making up fear about trans people. And I keep saying to people, look, trans is one thing. It's an outlet to the Cheeto man has joined us. I'll wait for him if he wants to join automatically. It's just an outlet for them to start attacking. It's just another attack on the working rights. They'll go after gay people. They'll go after immigrants. They're going after. I mean, pick a country in the West, and the absolute racism, open racism towards Muslims is beyond parody. Like, there was a point in time in this country after what happened after September 11th in America, where we did what we could to try and protect Muslims because of the ramping up. I'm on as a guest. Okay. Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. I'll bring you in. Cheeto.
Hey, babies.
Nice.
Oh, is it Block?
What? No, it's me.
Is it? Oh, you sound like Block because you sound more high pitched.
Oh, because I'm a right-leaning centrist or whatever I like to say, and screw Mandani and all those brown people need to go away.
Yes, we're unfortunately we're lumbered with our brown person. In
hold on. I want to get to a comment here.
Oh, there's a comment.
Yeah, there was both sides of the problem. You have to understand, Neo the One. I just realized your name was that. What you consider to be both sides is the same side politically. It's the right wing, you know. And Labour are right wing under Starmer. There's one side which isn't at this particular moment, which is the Green Party, and they're not the problem; they're the solution. Not the proper solution, not the perfect solution, not the because they're shit. I disagree with, but I'll take them over everything that we got right now. And people are complaining about, left wing politics is going to ruin us. Look at Labour. What's Labour doing right now? Once again, Labour is not left wing, and what Labour are doing right now is nothing what Zach Polanski wants to do if he comes into power. So it's not a both sides issue. It's just a cop out for every time the right wing fucks us over. Everyone goes both sides. But
yeah, and that's
over.
centrist. That's the centrists always fucking say that.
Mate, no. There's no such thing as a centrist because every fucking centrist is a right-wing cunt. Every single one of them.
But centrists outside of political parties, I'm talking genuine centrists that vote centrist policies, which is essentially they're right-wingers. They just don't want to admit it. I think they're just slightly less racist, but then given after everything that happened in Israel, I fucking can't see a distinction because centrism has also ramped up its anti-trans rhetoric and its anti-Muslim rhetoric. So, yeah, they're essentially right-wing. But let's take it in the classical sense of a centrist. Centrists are fucking morons, firstly. And secondly, they're like, both sides are to blame. We need to find the right balance. And we need to... And the thing is, people that used to accuse things that the left were doing about not being aggressive enough, or not finding, or not fighting for things. That's the fucking centrists. That's the centrists that did that. The left have always been vitriolic and rambunctious and loud as fuck against the establishment. It's centrists that just keep getting in the way. And I can officially say from this point on, centrism is dead. In the UK, it's fucking dead as a dodo. And Fratis and Landon Cole and Noel Plum, if you're watching this, fucking told you lot this, that centrism is just the way, and once it gets out the way, the dust settles and you'll just have the fucking far right and the left. I was right then, I'm right now, and this is where we are now. And now with Polanski, I mean, thank fuck for Polanski. That's all I can say. Because, yeah, I mean, look, I'm a member of the Green Party.
Likewise.
Joining Green meetings as well. Like they want me to run in my ward as a councillor. I probably won't do that, but we'll see how that goes.
Fucking open up your fucking your history, mate, and realize, look at this bastard.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I always said that.
You'd be better favoring what's his name?
Would I contemplate?
No, that would be a good thing if you have to work on it.
Like, no, I'm like, it's all out there. I said, listen, these are the angry ramblings of a man that's pissed off with the system that I paid into and didn't help me when my health went to shit. So you goddamn right. You say what? Fucking every horrible thing, every death wish on. I'll say keep it all in there. I don't care. It's up to them to prove me wrong, kind of thing. But I won't. I probably won't run.
I just want to quickly go on about centrists. Is what pisses me off is that you have somebody on the right wing going on about destroying people's lives and separating families and hating anyone who's different, yada yada. And then you have people on the left who are talking about helping the homeless and the poor and the sick and the needy. And apparently both sides are extreme, from that perspective. And then they go, why can't you guys come to sort of arrangement? Like having an arrangement, coming to do some sort of ideals with fucking Nazis. Yeah, that's what the fuck are they thinking? This is one of the reasons why I hate these so-called centrists, alleged centrists as well, which is why I consider them to be right wing.
Yeah, and that's why centrism is now officially it's dead. It's done. There is no more centrism.
I don't know because I think it depends on the issue. Depends whether you are a centrist or not. Because, like, for example, when it comes to law enforcement, it depends on the crime. Depends where I fell on it. Like, for example, I don't think drug use should come with the harsher sentences it does. But on the opposite side of that, I think like sex crimes and stuff like that should be harsher. So, as I said, it depends on.
What was the first thing you said? I missed it.
I said drinking. I said drug crimes. So, if you take drugs or you have possession.
These are left-wing positions. These are
not but I think that is a centrist position because again, like left people tend to be more like less harsher crimes. I'm not saying that.
No. Hang on. left wingers tend to be a lot more harsher on crimes to do
That
with
matter.
sex, anything to do with that, like grape, SA, and noncery, things like that. The centre are like, oh, I can't decide which is which. I just want whatever makes me money and helps my financial portfolio. The centre doesn't give a fuck about crime. They're like, yeah, we'll stick with whatever the right wingers are doing, so I don't really give a shit. Right wingers are just like, I'll jail anyone that's poor, fuck them all, kind of thing. But I'll protect the pedophiles, I'll protect the rapists, because the vast majority of them are on our side politically, and the vast majority of us in our party are this. How many Reform and Tory councillors and MPs have had to be kicked out because of that very thing?
The
How many
Epstein files, for fuck's sake, they're not even being released. Yeah, the Epstein files.
Yeah,
they're never going to be released because of. But I want to give you an example, Gary, like regarding what it means to be right wing now. When we were still friends with Shredder, he disputed with me because remember that story of this one guy who was playing pranks on people in public places and stuff like that. And in America, they have open carry laws and they have gun laws. Yeah. And this guy just shot the fucker. And I had no remorse for the guy who got shot. I was actually upset that he didn't fucking die. Yeah, now that might be me being as right wing as you want, but if you fucking live in a country where people are carrying guns and you're fucking doing these stupid pranks where they feel that they're being threatened, and then you worry and then you get concerned that this person got shot over it, and you're wondering why you got shot. Well, this is America for you. People fucking carry guns, and if you're gonna jump on someone for a prank, you might get fucking shot. Yeah, it was with that person's doing self-defense right there and then. And me fucking Shredder, we never agreed on this particular issue, but I had no problem with that fucking guy getting shot. No problem at all. You know what I mean? You leave people alone. You don't fuck with people and you won't get hurt. Simple as that. And that's that's my right-wing ideology right there. I don't know. Am I being right-wing there? I'm not sure.
No, not really. And the thing is, it's not. Listen, and again, okay, this is where I really get fucking frustrated as well, because people think that the left-wingers are a bunch of soy boys, softies, don't like violence, don't like this. No, we don't like violence against people that can't defend themselves and against minorities and all that kind of shit. We happily advocate for violence against the ruling class. You don't fucking win against a bully by being like, oh, let's just sit around and talk about it. No, you punch back and you punch back harder. And a prime example of this, and I'm finally glad to see it happening from the Yanks. All right. Carl Kalinske got into a lot of hot water because of his memes with Charlie Kirk's wife and all this kind of stuff. All right. And he said, yeah, fuck you. The Graham Plattner guy who has a Nazi tattoo is like,
not a Nazi tattoo, it's a skull and crossbones.
And plus, the guy killed God knows how many people in Iraq, Iran. And people are like, I don't give a fuck. What are his policies? Okay, that'll do me. We're past the point now of puritanical left-wing bollocks, which has held us back and pissed me off. Because you got to stop being puritanical. It's not how you win battles. And the people with the loudest microphone, and Bannon, Pinata, and Kavanagh are the two biggest culprits for this. And I like them, but they really piss me off in this regard. Is they still got that old mentality of you have to reach a certain threshold in order to be left-wing. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Do you want free healthcare? Do you want public housing or council housing? Do you want good workers' rights, a living wage, housing that people can afford, and all this kind of shit, and abolish NATO and abolish landlords? You want that? Yes. I don't give a fuck what you say, what else you do. Oh, you said the R word. Oh, no. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're not an openly racist piece of shit, as long as you're not somebody who violates person's space, women, men, depending on your orientation, or just give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so fucking fed up of this weird, like, puritanical attitude a lot of left-wingers have. And I'm so happy to see, as much as centrism is dying, there is no bar now for left-wing. It's just like, let's fucking finally get it into your heads to go after the right-wingers. you attack them with the same vitriol and the same bullish mentality. And you can go back to past streams where we've said this before. You and I, Zam, you know what we're like. We go for the fucking jugular. Don't give a shit. I'm going to come at you the same way you come at me and then some. And that's how you always win, because right-wingers are mentally, they are weak. If they weren't weak, they wouldn't need laws to protect their insecurities. They wouldn't need laws to protect their weaknesses and their fears. They live on the culture of fostering fear, hatred, and division. So it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to live on the culture of fostering hatred towards you, emasculating you, and making sure you feel like a piece of shit. It's as simple as that. Cheeto, you've come in the screen. Anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, actually, I actually did want to talk about so about what you're talking about, right and left and punching back. It was really funny because building up to the No Kings protest in back a month ago or something like that, or a couple weeks ago, they're all like, oh, here comes a radical left, blah blah blah. So I went on my Facebook, of course, like I normally do, and I started posting in comments, people saying that about, I hope the riots are as peaceful as the January 6th protest. That I used protest in quotations. And then I posted pictures of the January 6th protest. And I'm like, yeah, I truly hope that the No Kings protest is as peaceful as that protest. And they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, those are true Americans. And I'm like, yeah, but they were violent.
They had the Confederate flag.
Yeah, I mean, like these. So look, I'm a self-proclaimed centrist, only and I know Zam hates me. So,
no, you know what, Cheeto, you just don't want to admit that you're a lefty. That's what it is. Honestly, you don't. You have to go with the central for some reason. You feel like I have to be in the middle. But I've known you for a long time, Cheats. You're a fucking lefty, but you just can't admit it. You have to play centrist.
The only thing I want to be in the middle of is Scarlett Johansson's breasts. That's all.
Well, but it's like then we'll follow that channel, Lewis Rossman, the Right to Repair guy. He's a tech guy.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
You might have seen him. You might not have seen him. He's the one years ago who really tried to fight against Apple, who were basically stopping people from being allowed to repair their own phones without having to go to bloody Apple themselves. Anyway, so this guy, we had a nice back and forth. He's a really big YouTuber. We had a nice back and forth, nothing too vitriolic. But he goes, look, I want to say this. I'm not a socialist. I'm a capitalist. And then he goes on a rant that's essentially defending workers' rights, defending small businesses, defending people against, corporate monopolies and overreach. And I'm like, dude, you like money, but socialism isn't against money. You are very much a fucking socialist. Everything you say in your videos is very socialist because you're against big corporations. You're pro workers' rights. You don't think small companies should be as taxes or more than like big corporate, all this kind of stuff. And I think he wouldn't accept it, but that's the reality of it. The bar is not as high as you think it is to be left wing. It's just like, hey, you know what? I don't want to hurt people that are less fortunate, and I want to help people that are less fortunate and have a kind of an actual egalitarian society, an equal society. That's all it is. It's nothing like there's no fucking magic wand of like graces and unimaginable reaches. We built this country on socialism after World War II. That's how we got on our feet. Mass investment in the country, and it paid for itself tenfold. We don't do that anymore. Bill Bailey, God love him, okay, one of the best comedians ever. He said the best thing ever. Yeah, Bill Bailey, the comedian, but he said the best thing ever. He goes, and this is a perfect example. He goes, the music industry generates billions of pounds for this country, and yet the government doesn't invest in it anymore. People can no longer get in as easy as they want could. There's no support network. In order to really get into it, you have to be like fucking quite well off. And the same with acting, drama, and all this kind of shit. This is why every cunt on TV now is some middle-class rich pleb. You don't really see working-class people in television, and that's kind of helped with its downfall because, like, they don't really have relatable issues that you can talk to. you know, the biggest standout in the last couple of years is like Guz Khan, like, you know, man like Mo Bean. And we know Guz Khan from YouTube. YouTube, like I knew him from here when he was fighting against the far right. And to see him escalate to what he has been amazing. But he's right. Back in the day, like if you look at all the greats that have been, our comedy, our music, and all of that, it's because there was a support network. You can go on the dole whilst you're pursuing your musical career. Rent was cheap, life was affordable, and so you could afford that time to nurture your talent, go to your classes. It was all affordable. We don't have that anymore, and so that industry is just not doing as well as it used to. And it's the same with the country everywhere. If you don't invest in your country, it just collapses. People get sicker. It costs us more, which is exactly what's happening. The poorer people are, the sicker they are, the less they're likely to work, the less they can contribute to the economy, you know, and the health services kind of just are overrun and then they collapse. And that's what I mean. And this is Thatcherism 101. Let the state collapse and we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But the reality is you have to invest in the people and it pays for itself tenfold. That's why the Scandinavian countries do so much better than the rest of us.
They got a higher level of happiness.
High level of happiness, but higher education, more democracy, because you know, just smarter fucking people, the best programmers, the best, like, you know, and even India, even though it has its massive problems and a disgusting class system, even they still do their best to invest in their young'uns, and that's why so many of them are like, you know, predominant.
I'd say that China as well.
China, Japan. Sorry, what did I say? Did I say yeah? India has this class system, but Asia, they really invest in their youth, you know, and that's
I was about to say China and Japan. They really have, like in the past,
the school system they have, like they teach in China, they actually teach life skills, actual life skills, and things like coordination as well. I saw this amazing thing with basketballs where they're all all these kids are in a circle, and each of them have got a basketball bouncing under each hand, yeah, and then they would step to the side, all at the same time, and they would take each other's basketball and keep bouncing like in unison. It was just amazing, this sort of level of coordination. And these are like 5-year-olds, you know, doing this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they
like,
really invest. Yeah, like it's like China and Japan,
their
especially.
own lunch.
Although the Japanese education system is a bit too much. Like they have a high suicide rate of teenagers there because it's just relentless, and they have a high number of depressed. But
the capitalistic system. Sorry, the capitalistic system takes advantage of the people there. You know, like they're under the thumb of their bosses who demand everything from them. You know, and they're too afraid to speak up.
It's just like NerdTube. I mean, our bosses just, you know, try to take everything from us.
Fuck Gary. He's the worst boss we've ever had.
Are you guys done talking about Mandani? I know you guys were talking about him earlier.
We haven't even brought up Mandani yet.
We haven't got to him, but we can go there. I don't know if Gary or Zam have anything else they want to add.
No, I'm ready to go to Mandani.
Yeah.
I find it funny because a lot of my, like, I kind of told you guys a little bit, like everybody's freaking out. Like all the right wingers that I know are freaking out about Mandani. Mandani, and I'm just like, what do you actually know about the guy? Like, oh, he's coming to take over the U.S. and blah blah blah. And I'm like, he's been here since he was 7. Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected to governor of California, do you think Austria was coming to take over the U.S. or California?
Yeah, part 2.
I'm like,
I don't know, man. This fucking Shakira law that he wants to pass, man.
Shakira law, yeah.
Sorry.
I was gonna say it just people's subtle racism and look,
subtle.
Like these people that I know, like they're not racist. They don't hate people because of the color of their skin, but they definitely don't like the Muslim religion.
They're xenophobic, Cheeto. That's what they are.
Well, yeah, I mean that too. But that's what I mean. They're like, oh well, they're pushing their religion on people, and I'm like they're like these. You know, they sent me reels of people in the streets talking about like Allah is the only God and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how can we let this happen? And I'm like, have you never met a Jehovah's Witness? Like, have you never like seen like those preachers that stand at like college campuses and sit
Still
there
one
and
today.
scream about, being loyal to God and blah, like what do you and like they really shut up very quickly with that. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
it's okay for the goose, but not for the gander. Like I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm like, they're like, oh well, this was a Christian founded nation. I said, no, this nation was founded on freedom of speech and religion. Like if everybody wants to turn to Muslim religion, huh? What?
Colonized, not founded.
Well, okay. No, I meant like it was colonized. You're right, but like the United States was founded like after we rebelled against you.
I've just been a draconian
jackwagons over there. But you know what I mean? Like it's just like I'm like, guys, like what do you not? And I didn't want to call them racist, but I'm just like, do you not hear yourselves? Like how you guys are basic? And I know these people; they're good people, but at the same time, it's like they're feeding so much into like the media, like the right and left media mythos that they're and narrative that they are building. And it's just it's so sad to watch. Anyway, go ahead, boss man.
Gary.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just been really good to see this like ground level campaign coming to what it has. I mean, to the fact that Chris Cuomo was like saying stuff about him, like I was being overtly racist.
Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo, sorry.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo works for Newsmax. Andrew Cuomo was the guy that was running against him.
Yeah. So Andrew Cuomo was being like absurdly racist against him, and this guy was just there going like, I've brought one of the people who accused you of sexual assault into it, and I was like, that was such a slap. I was like, can we not have this guy here? It's like, this is what we need to do to the right wing. He's like,
no, that's what Polanski is doing though. He is calling them out on that, and he's just blatantly on social media going, "What? This is a load of bollocks. You're full of shit." We had Zara Sultana as well. She's doing that. She's even more of a firebrand than both of those two put together. Though she's a little bit too hot-headed with how your party is trying to be run, but I still side with her because she wants an all-party say rather than a hierarchy, which is what Corbyn and the other 4 dickheads want. But we do have that over here. That's what I'm trying to say. Dan.
No, but what I was saying is that when it came to Mamdani, who is not anti-Semitic whatsoever, there are loads of fucking Jews who support this guy. Yeah, I mean, he won New York because of a massive Jewish vote in the first place. But regardless, the media are making him coming out that he's anti-Semitic because he won't support Israel, and he has every right not to. But what annoys me the most is that they're constantly going on about anti-Semitism while sprouting Islamophobia, and thinking that they got a horse to stand on or sit on by saying that he's racist over this whilst being racist over that. The inconsistency of it is absolutely ridiculous.
And plus, I've seen. Sorry.
I saw when he won, there were a group called Jews for Peace that were really happy that he won. These Orthodox Jews as well who are extremely anti-Israel because they believe that the Holy Land will be given to them by God and not by man, and obviously man gave the Jewish people Israel, which was once known as Palestine. So these people are these particular Jews are really their doctrine more than some other ones, So
well, they're actual Jews,
Yeah,
might not agree with everything that they do because they're fucking, they're. But
all Abrahamic religions are backwards.
But at least their morality is, unlike let's just say unlike Christians and unlike Muslims, they actually stick more to their guns and follow their doctrine a lot more than the other 2 major religions. Let's just say that. Even though
they're anti-Zionist,
they're very anti-Zionist, but they're very much like but they're also like anti-violence and just about helping communities and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like
as well.
And yeah, and sorry, and I just need to quickly mention this, but I will forget this if I don't mention this now. This is a totally different subject. There was this woman who did this experiment in America where she would have this fake baby and she would make it cry and stuff like that. And this was all in the state of Kentucky. Kentucky's not a state, is it? Kentucky is a state, yeah.
Yeah, Kentucky is a state.
Yeah. It was all in the state of Kentucky, and she went to 26 different churches asking for baby formula. Yeah, and none of the churches were willing to help her. And she would make the baby cry, even though look at it, it's not a real baby, but she would make the crying sounds and stuff like that. Nobody wanted to help her. The 3 churches that did help her, one of them wasn't a church, by the way, was a mosque and 2 black churches. Yeah, the white churches didn't want to fucking help for shit, but the 2 black churches and the 1 mosque tried to help this lady, and she was just trying to prove a point that these people, a lot of Christians, unfortunately, don't know their own fucking doctrine. When it comes to helping the sick, the poor, the needy, yada yada. You know what I mean? All they give a shit about is thou shalt not sleep with a man as they sleep with like you sleep with a woman. That's all they give a fuck about, and even that can be misinterpreted. You know what I mean? So it just kind of goes to show how full of shit they are.
Gary.
Yes, guys.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've seen people online bitching about the fact that the corporation tax that is going to be brought in, not understanding that it's not going to affect like your mom and pop up shop. It's going to affect your multinational. Your multinational.
It's not going to affect them at all, guys. They're still going to be billionaires.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not going to affect you like your mom and pop shop or some little flavor like corner shopping flavor in Brooklyn. It's going to be aimed at your Amazons, your Starbucks, your flavor, your multinationals, that sort of thing, and make them pay just a little bit more. And even he said, and people going, "Oh, this is control of the means. This is seasoning means of production." No, it's not. All it is taxing people at a fair rate.
Yeah, and the one thing that I've said about what London should be doing is that he's going to be doing is free buses as well, which London should be doing as well. Like, we need to fucking privatize not privatize, bring our buses back into public ownership and bloody have them run for free or peanuts. Like, at the moment, like, I always weigh it up. Like, it's not the most expensive to take, £1.75, and it's an hour. Within the hour,
really, is how much it costs?
Huh?
$1.75.
$1.75. But I think about that, and I'm like, if I was to take, it still cost me less to run my car than it does to take 2 buses, one to work, one from work. That will cost me £3.50 a day. You time that on the 3 days that I work, and that's £10.50. Yeah, £10.50 a week. I spend £20 on petrol every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, because I just go to and from work and then to my brother's, and that's it. So it's still not affordable. And if you get a monthly pass and say you use the bus every day, it's like fucking 90 quid. 90 quid is a lot of money. And that's not including the trains. You get into the trains, Jesus Christ. I saw somebody posted a season ticket from Swansea to London is £20,000. £20,000. That's like half your wages if you're earning, 40K or more. Yeah. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, you guys carry on. I just wanted to come in on the buses thing. Let's see if I can find it.
But
okay.
I say what my dad is doing, which is putting buses back into public ownership, will help the lower, it'll help the people who are homeless. It'll help people who are low wage get to and from work affordably, and plus then you'll have a bigger job market. Why can't people understand that simple thing? I mean, I know it's New York and you live in a different state, but surely, the job markets are similar in America, or is that not correct? Or is it different?
AI's giving me fucking. That's because I messed it up.
Gary, I just wanted to say, I had this lady in my cab when we were talking about Mum Dunny just before he won the mayorship, and I mentioned the free buses thing, and she said, "Oh, all the homeless people are going to live on the bus, yeah." And I mean, they can't live on the buses. I mean, they like eventually, you know, I mean, they will get kicked off surely, you know, like at some particular points, you know, when they need to clean the bus or whatever, they can't live on the bus. But the point is, I said, heaven forbid that a homeless person just wants to have some warmth or stuff like that, you know, to get out of the rain, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah. Again, you
know,
see, they don't give. They just this. The problem is sociopaths just have no shame. They open their mouth, they spew out bollocks, and yet they have no fucking shame in not realizing that what they're spewing is disgusting. Like that shit. Oh, homeless people are gonna be fucking help the homeless people. Help them, especially in America. It's like over 500,000 homeless people, and it's not homeless like UK homeless. You
you
know,
have homeless cities in America.
you have
Jesus
homeless
Christ.
cities in the UK. Councils are under an obligation to house people no matter what. So our rate of homelessness, although it is going up and it's not nice, it's nothing compared to say the states per capita, because once you call the council and say I'm homeless, they have to house you. The ones that end up in tents in the middle of nowhere is because they don't want to be housed. They want to live out in the streets. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just that they're in such a state that they don't know what to do, where to go. But if they
No,
went to a
honestly,
council,
Ginger, I mean, I never really knew about calling the council and then them giving you a home. That's the first that I've heard of it.
oh yeah, no.
So,
So
but
okay,
but the
let
point
me
is,
educate.
that I think maybe some people are just totally oblivious. Yeah, they
Well,
don't know.
the thing is, no, because there's a lot of like homeless organizations that actively
Yeah,
go
like
out and
Matt,
find homeless
some
people.
Mungos.
Yeah, St. Mongos and all that, and then they
Yeah,
find them, they beat the shit out. No, wait, hang on, that's a wrong organization. No, they go out and they find them, they tell them, look, these are your options, do this and all that. And it's just they get to the point where they just don't want that. Some do get slipped between the nets. You know, there's a lot of hidden homelessness as well. So they might not declare to the council that they're sofa surfing and all this. But even if you are sofa surfing, you're still homeless and you can still call the council and they have to legally house you. And the vast majority of people that were put up in hotels when this whole thing were nationals, British nationals, families, people that live here, born here. They were put up in the hotels. The migrant thing is a recent thing because we've underfunded proper processing facilities that we used to have, or they've closed them down and all this kind of shit. But yeah, if you're homeless in this country, the first thing you do is you call the council and you say, look, my landlord has issued me a Section 21, although they're going to be illegal to do. I'm going to be homeless. And then the council will be like, right, okay, they'll do their best to find your house. Sometimes they might move you completely out of the city, but they have to house you. And that's a law in this country. And it's been a law since Tories, since Tony Blair's Labour kind of came in. And yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. But this is what I work in. Where I work in is dealing with all this kind of shit. I always say my job is picking up the mess that capitalism's left. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of where I work. I don't want to dox myself. But it's just what I say. It's what we do, Gaz.
I mean, I know this is going to be a bit of a bitch, but I don't care. Like the Christmas markets where I live, they're bloody expensive. Like for mulled wine, it's like $5.50. No, this is not London. This is Manchester, which is quite working class and quite poor. So who has that? But middle class people live in Media City, and that's it. Like, I mean, I can't afford that. That's the thing, is that's what my dad is trying to address, is that some people in New York can't feed themselves or adequately home themselves, or he wants to basically raise the quality of life that New Yorkers have. I mean, like, and this is the thing, is that I think London's kind of the same. In that, like, I think Sadiq Khan has done things. I know you two will probably speak on this more than I can. Has done things to try and elevate people's quality of life. Now, has he done everything? No, but I think he's done a lot to try and tackle the quality of life issues that a lot of Londoners have. And I think that's what Madara.
I really don't know about that. All I know is that he made it harder for me to fucking drive.
Look, let's take that away. We'll take that away. What Milquetoast Mayor has been able to do with what he's got, it's been all right. You know what I mean? I wanted him to do more to freeze. No, not you, Cheeto. Oh. You're not the mayor of London. He should have pushed to kind of freeze council tax in this country. He's just allowed it to run rampant in this city. But I think that's more of a government thing than anything. But the £1.75 for 1 hour thing is good for what it is for the bus. Because some people within an hour could take up to 3 buses. Yes. You pay £1.75 for each of those buses. You know, you've paid like a fucking £5 basically to get 3 buses to get to a place. So there is that. Making it mandatory for schools to kind of basically feed children, even though his own fucking party kicked people out of Labour or removed the whip for voting to feed kids. So he's done these kind of things. But there's other stuff that the anti-car rhetoric has been a fucking disaster. I don't care about, like, they talk about, the air's a cleaner. Yeah, ULEZ was great. But the shrinking of roads, the LTNs and all this kind of shit, it's actually extremely antisocial. And so there is that. But, he's not the worst mayor we've ever had. He's also not the best mayor we've ever had. But he's done what he can within the realms of whatever the fuck a mayor can do. But he has done a lot to help the poor, actually. He's done because he's increased funding to a lot of charities that do help in that area. So there is that kind of stuff with the GLA.
What I want to add is that I think, like Piers Morgan, I forgot, he went on somebody's show. He went on somebody else's show to talk about Sadiq Khan, and now that Mamdani has become the mayor of New York. And because both Mamdani and Khan are both Muslim, they have to be the same. They're not different from each other. We got a Muslim mayor, now you got a Muslim mayor, and so what this Muslim mayor has done to us is exactly what's going to happen to you guys. It's so fucking racist. Yeah, it's beyond ridiculous.
Piers Morgan doesn't see nuance. That's the thing you have to see. It would be like
fucking cunt.
Piers Morgan is nothing more than a sensationalist twat waffle who likes to drum up clicks and views and drama. He has no moral standing. He doesn't care. He's very effective at just getting people to fucking bitch and moan at each other or drum up clicks. He has no convictions. He doesn't give a shit. Zam, I'll just show you this. This is what I had.
So basically block in our chats. Got it.
Yeah. Can you see that?
£20,000.
London season ticket. £20,000.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Yeah.
Weekly £500. Jeez, that alone.
Yeah, it'd be probably cheaper to get £20,000 because if you so 12 months a year, £500. So that's going to be what? So
it's there. It's literally all there. It's calculated for you.
No, but you might as well just fucking move to London or move to Swansea.
Yeah.
Fuck paying a season ticket.
Yeah. Or be like a normal company that are now and just work from home. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that's what me. I want to show that because, again, I like to back things up. I said, whatever it is. Now, obviously, this is probably like if you booked it now rather than, say, in advance and all this kind of shit. But it's not the point. And this is what annoys me. People are like, no, but if you do this, this, and this, listen, we have too many things that you need to do just to get an affordable ticket in this country. Okay? I remember I was driving to Camden with my mate, and he was just checking his emails for like a confirmation code for something else. And he gets an email confirmation saying, return Eurostar, from London to Paris. It was like £45. And was like, holy fuck, let's book it. So we booked it straight away on our way to bloody Camden to large it up for the night. And we booked a return ticket to thing. And I remember saying to him, I go, if it cost a maximum of, say, £50 return to Scotland and back, and then everything else between that was like peanuts, nothing. Like I could say get a train to and from Brighton or to and from Cardiff for like £10 return, whatever. I'd hardly ever use my car. And I'd probably go out and party at the weekends. At the time, I'll say now, I'd party in other cities because it was that cheap. But the trains are so ridiculously unaffordable. I remember I was contemplating getting the train up when we did the atheist meetup in Liverpool. Oh, Gary, me and you spooned in the bed, baby.
Yes, we did.
I was contemplating getting a train up to there, but it was £140 return to fucking Liverpool and back. Because I was just like, you know what? Screw it. So I drove up there and then I booked my entire holiday after that meetup because I did a road trip around, the west coast of the UK after the fact. And using my car, do you know how much petrol I put in that car in the 11 days that I took road tripping around the country? £60. £60. That's it. A train to Liverpool and back, 140 quid. You see, this is what I mean. Like, if you don't make life affordable for people, then, I don't know what the point of this was, but I just went back to the Swans.
It just, everything, it's privatization as well. Everything being so heavily privatized that people can't afford shit, and people assume that because things are going to get privatized and it's not going to be government run, because anything government does is really bad. That's why everything has to be privatized. Privatization just means that all they give a fuck about is profit and not necessarily a good service, because they just
there's nothing.
Money.
There's nothing privatized in this world that the public needs that works well.
I agree.
Everything privatized is so badly run, it's at a state of collapse, even in this country. Now, for me, and I know a lot of people always talk about, public transport needs to be, publicly owned and all this kind of stuff. In this country, I would also go the step further to say internet should be free, completely free. I cannot fucking believe that the internet, we don't have free internet when it is the most essential tool people need to get on with life. It has become like your third arm, and it should be free. It shouldn't be left to these fucking greedy bastards who can jack up my contract mid-contract 3 fucking times to the point where I was paying 20 quid more than what I originally signed up for. Of course, I got the ombudsman involved and I got my money back, but that's not the point. The point is, things like that also would be a massive game changer. Free internet. Under 18s should all have free laptops or free iPads, whatever it is, as well, to help with upwards mobility. All this kind of shit. We can easily afford it, but instead, privatization in the last decade alone has cost us £200 billion. That's money taken away from us and just given to shareholders. It's fucking crazy. And I'm glad to say that people are starting to wake up to that fact. Like, the best one was, I know we're going back to like the UK and the Greens and all of that, but 18 to 49 demographic, the Greens are dominating in that area, that voter bracket. They are absolutely dominating. There was all this media hubbub about reform voters having a grasp on the young male voters and all this kind of shit. It's not the case. They have a high number, but the Greens have a higher number. The Greens are dominating. Like, with women, that's a given. Like, the majority of women are actually, believe it or not, very left-wing, very progressive, because they know that that's about protecting themselves, their bodies, their reproductive rights, and all this kind of stuff. But the fact that men are also there, because men understand, my material needs are not being met. I'm poor. I'm miserable. Male suicide rates are fucking skyrocketing. I went to an event for men's health this week with work to raise more awareness about the kind of mental health help that is out there for you. By the way, if you're in the UK, NHS Talking Therapies, Google it. If you do need help, like counseling or psychology and all this kind of stuff, check out NHS Talking Therapies. They're really good.
I used it pretty recently. I've only just finished. I finished it pretty recently. But if you're a bloke in the UK and you're having problems with suicidal ideation or anything like that, check out Andy's Man Club. I think they meet up every month. No, that's literally what they're called.
I know, but it sounds fucking gay as fuck, right?
It's very gay, but it's very good. I know Andy's Man's Club.
Yeah. They do amazing work with regards to, like, you know, I think they meet every Monday and like they get people to talk about their feelings and stuff like that. Do not like look down on them, but trust me, they do really good life-saving work.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, there is, because a lot of men are just, because they get instilled with this belief, and they grow up in the last like decade, especially of this hyper capitalist world, where it's like, you know, you've got to start a small business, you've got to invest in this, do this, alpha male this, if you're not a real man if you don't do this, and all this, and all that kind of shit overwhelmed people to the point where they grow up and they feel just completely useless and unfulfilled and depressed. And because, you know, you're supposed to be the breadwinner and the man of the house, and it's a lot more difficult for men now because there's no industries left to kind of get something stable and make something of themselves. So they feel lost, they feel depressed, they fall into the fucking red pill and far right rabbit holes because it's quick, easy, digestible bullshit for them to understand, and they get trapped in that. And now they're starting to realize that that is a load of bollocks, and I can't believe I fell for that shit. And so they're slowly coming out of that bubble now, and that's why you're seeing like more men are kind of, I can't say everywhere, but especially in the UK for sure, they're pivoting more left wing, because like these people will meet my material needs, and I won't want to blow my fucking brains out, essentially. But Cheeto, we're rambling on. You got anything you want to add?
I don't know.
Do you have thoughts about Mamdani?
I mean, I just found it so funny. Like, I really did not know much about this guy at all, like, before a couple days ago. Like, I heard about the mayoral race in New York was being very divisive and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, I don't really care because I'm not in New York. But I'm just like, and then all of a sudden, like, as soon as that mayoral race was over, man, anyone right wing that I knew was freaking the freak out about all of that. And I'm just like, what is happening here? Like, the media discourse is real.
You know why they're scared? Because his ideas might work. And and you know, another thing as well is that, and I took the piss out of Block, but you know, Block is always making these scary right wing comments. You know, I gave
he's just trolling though. That's the problem.
I know he's trolling, and I trolled him back, going, soon we're gonna come, you know, with Mamdani in power, we're going to take over not only New York, but then all of America, then the world, and we're going to Islamify everything, and we're going to take all your women and breed you out, and there'll be no, and the white race will be extinct soon. I was just taking the piss, yeah. But my point is that they're worried that he will genuinely try to make things better, and plus they don't realize the snowball effect has begun now. Mamdani is the effects of people like Bernie Sanders when he first came on the scene, and Mamdani himself, without a doubt, is inspiring the next generation of socialists within America. There is no doubt about it. This guy, he has the it factor, and it's such a shame that he's not an American-born citizen, because he could after this, the motherfucker could run for president quite easily, and it's a shame that he can't. You know, but
well, that's the thing that I was telling people. It's just like, I mean, the people are just, you know, the people in power are just afraid that this will work, and they can't control him. And like, I mean, one of his, you know, Mamdani's, one of his big political influences is Bernie Sanders. You know, so I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. I just don't know if there is anything
Yeah,
this.
Bernie Sanders laid the groundwork, dude, and you got people like AOC and now Mamdani especially. There's more socialists who are going to come out after this. These things are genuinely changing in the states, slowly but surely, because people are no longer scared of the socialist word.
Oh no, trust me, they still are. There are a
No,
lot
no,
of
no,
people.
no, no, no. I'm just saying they are less scared because their lives are
Younger
so shit.
generations are less scared.
Yeah, and their life, people's lives are so shit right now under capitalism. They're willing to give anything a go, and having things like the internet and stuff, which is kind of connected America from the bubble that they've been in for fucking decades to the rest of the world. It's also made them realize, that there's countries out there who are socialist, so to speak, that have public health care. And then when you try to remind Americans of how socialist their own country is with their fucking military, which they fellatio to high heaven, the police force, the fire service,
Fire department.
even their own sports, they have fucking draft picks and shit for the shittest team to get the fucking best players the following fucking season. That's socialism. They have the fucking salary cap simply because, in my personal opinion, they don't like black people earning too much fucking money. Yeah, but nevertheless, it's still fucking socialism. They have all of these elements to the rich people, and these are for rich people, by the way, to have that level of socialism as well when you see it in sports. So it's more common than people realize, within the United States.
Say something I forgot now.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I think
Yeah.
I think the United States is pretty much a lost cause at this point. I mean,
Oh, that was
if
it.
if Mamdani's like stuff starts to work and people actually start to wake up, there might be a glimmer of hope.
No, but
like they just take everything in like Muslim communism, like, and it's just like, I can't with you guys.
Yeah, but
Like,
it only works so far. The thing is, like, the problem with like the Democrats in America is that they're too busy trying to appeal to by being Republican light a lot of the times to try and entice Republicans for voting for them. But they'll never work. Why would Republicans vote for Republican light when they can vote for Republican full sugar instead? You know what I mean? So they're going to vote for the Republicans. But Mamdani has got Republicans, MAGA, to cross over to his side because he has genuine policies that will help these motherfuckers as well. And so you've got a group of people calling themselves MAGA for Mamdani, I mean, which is incredible. Because that's how you get people from the opposite side to fucking vote for you, by giving them shit, offering services that will appeal for them. And there was a time, I guarantee, in the past when obviously socialism was definitely a bad word, but you saw Mamdani on stage in New York. He boasted about being a socialist during his winning speech, and the fucking crowds were cheering like motherfuckers. He said all the words that in the past no Democrat would dare say because they're worried that that'll be a career ender, about immigration and shit like that. And he fucking said it, beating his chest. Things are definitely changing right now in the States, and it's going to be him leading the way.
Yeah. Also, okay, even if you take away the socialism thing, let's talk about Israel. At one point in time, America was ride or die Israel. All the voters, ride or die Israel. Mass support, unequivocal support. If AIPAC came into your town, it was fucking game over.
Even the Americans didn't know why, but they did.
Now, the majority of Americans, I think it's up to 57% now of Americans, and it's higher in Democrats and obviously lower in the Republicans, fucking hate Israel because of the genocide. Now, Democrats are talking about distancing themselves from AIPAC, because if you are affiliated with them now, you are less likely to get voted in as a Democrat. So the point is, you have to relent as citizens on the topics that matter the most. And Israel is like, to the tragedy of the Palestinian peoples, it really highlighted just how fascistic the Western world actually is. It tried to get away with it for decades, but as soon as the people were finally talking out in droves against Israel and being very anti-Zionist, you saw the hammer of fascism that the Western countries have imposed on the rest of the fucking world, except for here, finally come down on the hammer, as well as the impending collapse, which is why we're in this kind of fascistic state. But the point is, they couldn't silence the people to the point where now the Democrats are like, fuck, I don't want to take funding from AIPAC because they can use that against me and I won't get voted in. And with Mandani, the more he talks about being a socialist and the more he shows through policies what he does to improve the lives of people in New York, the more that message is going to get through to people that, oh shit, this works. And obviously the media knows that it works. They're going to do their best to silence it. But with social media, it's going to be very fucking difficult to show, to silence that. Even as much as you want to control and own social media, it's still hard to do it. Because like you talk about X trying to censor Israel stuff. I still see fucking dead babies every bloody day on X. Okay. And it's just give it time. The next decade, I said it about the UK, but the same could be said about America. The next decade is very telling. Yes, Trump is going to try and crush in the midterms, crush voters and all this kind of stuff and interfere.
He's going to try in democracy because he's not going to win shit.
Yeah, he's going to do it, but you keep banging on, and as long as Republicans' lives gets worse, then all hell will break loose. The next decade is going to be the most fascinating time in our political history, and that is why, as time goes on, I can't just keep flapping my gums and I get more involved. That's why I'm doing what I can with the Greens here in the UK as well. And yeah, just saying, over time, the message of righteousness and truth gets through. There was actually, sorry guys, I'll come to you in a second. I can't remember where the fuck I saw it, and it really bugs me because I wanted to find it. There was a conservative, I don't know if it was a journalist or an outlet or a group of right-wingers that basically said that, man, no matter what we do, no matter what we say, the left are always right. The left are always right because they never change their argument. Because you look at our side, we have to keep moving pillar to post to try and maintain our dominance. We always change the goalposts. We always move the argument because the left don't run. Maybe they are the right ones. And as soon as I find it, I'll post it in the group chat. But that's the point. The point is, over time, eventually, the message, especially to younger generations, as their lives are getting way fucking worse, forget it, man. There is a wave of commie youngsters coming, and it's going to be fun to see. Gaz,
there was a time.
Sorry, hang on. Gaz,
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, there was a time when you got yourself educated. What you had to do was get to university, because after that, life will sort itself out with you. Guarantee yourself a job and you earn good money, and life will be good. Those days are gone now. There are, majority of people, by the way, who voted for Mamdani were educated people. A lot of educated women, but the point is that people are educated now, but they've got nothing to show for it, because being educated doesn't mean shit nowadays. People are in debt after they fucking leave university. So things have changed for the worse without a doubt. This world we are in is really bad. It's run by it's there for the privilege of a handful of people. Now people like Elon Musk, who's a fucking trillionaire, which is unbelievable.
I'm still here. I mean, that payout for Elon Musk is a bloody insult.
Yeah, people regarding socialism.
Yeah,
people don't realize how often the rich in America survive on socialism, which is designed from the government, with government fucking bailouts, and in Elon Musk's case, the funding of fucking SpaceX, which is all done on the taxpayers' dime. And I don't blame Americans as well for getting pissed off with Israel, because so much of their bloody tax dollars funds their socialism, by the way. In Israel, they have universal health care, socialism, which is funded by Americans. And it's crazy how many, I know Israel is not everyone's best friend at the moment. There's still a shit ton of Americans who love Israel and they hate socialism, but somehow they have no problem with Israel having socialism through their tax dollars. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So
Zam, it's actually really funny. I was telling some of those people that I've been talking about recently. I was telling them that I said, that these people, like when they were all anti-socialist and stuff like that, I'm like, you realize that like we send all this money over to Israel, and they're socialist. Like they're socialist on our tax. They are on free healthcare because of us, and they're like, no, they're not. What are you talking about? I'm like, and I had to find it for them. But literally, it's like we send them so much money, and they have free healthcare.
And yet somehow they have the audacity to dictate America. Like America should be nobody's bitch. Yeah, but when it comes to fucking Israel, not only your country, but my country too, and various others, they bend the knee to those fuckers. And they shouldn't have to, because Israel is so dependent on the rest of the world to fucking look after them. And so the fact that things could be changing, and by the way, there is a civil war now happening within the GOP, because there are a whole bunch of Republicans now who are anti-Israel, but that's because they're anti-Semitic, which is different. With the Nick Fuentes is who's gaining a lot of fame in the States for being extremely anti-Semitic, but he's just adding the Jews to the group of people that the Republicans already hate, and they hate pretty much everybody. And so he's just adding Jews to them. But there's also a large contingent of the old school Republicans who will happily bend their knee, bend over backwards, fucking bend over and open them and spread their cheeks for Israel. And it was funny listening to
my Friday night, will you?
Yeah, and
just saying.
Lindsey Graham, did you hear Lindsey Graham speak at that particular convention saying that he's part of the Republican wing that is not pro-Hitler, which basically says that there are Republicans who are fucking pro-Hitler. That's what you're basically saying, Lindsey Graham. You fucking idiot.
These guys keep shooting themselves in the foot, but it's not going to stop anyone from following them. Oh, they were just being it was just a joke. They were talking out of cheek or whatever the phrases are, and I'm like, oh my god, like these people basically lay their bigotry on a platter. And it's like none of you guys can even look at it because you're so stupid.
I also want to add as well, Cheeto, that to that. I mean, this is the thing now where they really want to have their cake and eat it, the right wing, because it wasn't too long ago that those telegrams from the young Republicans who are all in their fucking 40s got leaked. Yeah, and these fuckers, they want to consider themselves to be Aryan superiority. And you look at them, and that one dude looks like a fucking fat lesbian.
The other one looked like Cheeto. I'm starting to think it might be Cheeto.
Regardless, none of these people had any sort of sense of superiority about them. They're all fucking bunch of incel wannabes. Regardless, they were saying all manners of shit about black people and being pro-Hitler and yada yada, and fucking JD Vance defended that shit, saying that it's just kids being kids and shit like that. But if that's the sort of stuff you're defending within your own fucking party, and by the way, to a degree, Republicans had no problem with Nazism. It's only when it started becoming anti-Israel that's when they had the fucking issue. You know what I mean? So, and now, unfortunately, that was the rhetoric. And you got people like Stephen Miller, by the way, who's a Jewish fucking Nazi. If the anti-Jew element of the Republican Party becomes a prominent part of the Republican Party, his head will be on the chopping block next. Because pick-me's, as we all fucking know, only last for so long. People like Vivek Ramaswamy has found that out. Kash Patel has found that out. Dinesh D'Souza has found that out. Nikki Haley has found that out. There's no room for fucking brown Indians in the Republican Party whatsoever. Once your usage is over, they want you out.
I just, not to change topic, but it's kind of along the same lines. I do have to go here in a couple of minutes, but what's your guys' take on Marjorie Taylor Greene at this point? Like, she's really, like, I'm not saying she's changed, huh?
She's a charlatan, dude.
She's a grifter.
She's a grifter, man.
She's just saving her own ass because she knows her constituency relies on a lot of the government programs that have been cut, especially due to the shutdown. And she knows that her constituency relies on the Affordable Care Act. So in that regard, she's looking out for a constituency, but more so to save her own ass. And
Yeah.
she can sniff that the tide is turning. She can sniff that Trump is deeply unpopular. Despite what people want to think, look what happened this week. They got absolutely fucking wiped out in the elections.
Yeah, they did.
And they're literally, Trump is having a meltdown behind the scenes, and he's
Well,
openly talking about interfering in the midterms.
We're
And
not,
she
we're not in the
knows.
midterms.
Sorry,
We're not
next
in the
year.
mix.
Next year. Is it next November or next May? I can't remember.
November.
November. Next November. So in a year's time. And she knows. She sniffs that the tide is turning. She knows that they're deep with it. So she's just doing it to save her ass. She might end up just being either an old school Republican or try to run as a fucking Democrat, in which case I know the Democrats will be like, yes, come over to our side because we're stupid. Because
Yeah,
Chuck
right?
Schumer's a fucking idiot. I want that guy to die. You openly say it here. I want him to fucking die in office, have a heart attack, because he is the biggest fucking reason for this mess in America.
Two things. First is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and second is Mike Johnson. So if I do forget what I was talking about, you guys know. Regarding Marjorie Taylor Greene, what I still dislike about her, that regardless of her having this, what people are calling it a face turn, which is fucking ridiculous, yeah, because I can see right through her. Is that she, out all the things she's doing, she still won't condemn Trump for what he's doing. She's still, and I've noticed that with a lot of Republicans, just generally, that when they have issues with what's happening with the GOP, they'll have they might call out a particular politician, or they might call out Mike Johnson. They might call out this person or that person, or Tucker Carlson or whatever. They'll never ever call out Donald Trump, ever. And he's obviously
that's because he's the MAGA movement Jesus.
Oh, he's the cult and stuff
the
like
Republicans
that.
know that MAGA is,
I agree, but it just goes to show regarding Marjorie Taylor Greene how fucking disingenuous she is, because she won't call out Donald Trump, who is the main issue. Now, going on to my second thing, which is fucking
Johnson,
Mike Johnson. This particular dude, he's obviously extremely closeted. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is blaming him for everything.
Yeah, instead of Trump. Yeah,
instead of Trump. And Mike Johnson, to a degree, has a lot to blame for, but he's only doing it on behest of Donald Trump. He's not releasing the Epstein files, which obviously Marjorie Taylor wants to be, which Greene wants to be released.
That's right.
Wouldn't there be a condemnation against Trump anyway if the Epstein files come out? Because we know he's in there.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, we all know
he's the
in
most
there,
prominent person in there. I'll be right back.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's a government shutdown, and it's funny because I had some Americans in my cab today, and I was asking them, "How the hell did you guys get here with the government shutdown in the States?" But they were telling me there's longer lines and yada yada. And the fact that they're, why are people working in airports if they're not getting paid? It makes no fucking sense. But regardless,
because they'll still get fired if they don't show up to work, even though they're not getting paid. They'll get fucking fired. It's the most cruelest. I mean, it shouldn't be allowed. Government shutdown, another stupid right wing idea. Because I'm
saying Mike Johnson,
right,
Mr. Piggy.
Why have they shut it down? Because I've yet to hear the reason.
They're shutting down because they want to take away the Affordable Care Act, basically.
Which is basically keeping people's Medicaid and Social Security for millions of Americans, and the Republicans don't want that anymore, and so they're trying to get rid of that. And
also, it's going to make our premiums skyrocket.
Yeah, and the Democrats are whole, and I give the Democrats credit for this. They're standing strong on this. They're not giving in. But there are,
and honestly, I agree with that. Like, I agree with that. Like, I know a lot of people like, people aren't getting their SNAP benefits, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want my insurance to go up thousands of dollars. Like, I and I may not be on, the SNAP benefits or anything like that. But at the same time, what happens when you come off of SNAP and you have to pay for health insurance once you get a job?
No, but Cheeto, the
Yeah.
thing is that Trump is in a position that he can still give SNAP benefits to people regardless of the government shutdown. They have these emergency
Yeah, they have emergency
scenario.
funds.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to fucking do it.
I know
Because one thing Donald Trump is renowned for is that he doesn't like paying people for anything. And he's always done that his entire life.
Yeah, there's a great interview with a Republican. I don't remember which Republican senator, but he's basically like, they're like, oh, with somebody's question, well, there's the rainy day fund for the SNAP benefits. I'm like, well, we can't release the rainy day funds. What happens when there's a rainy day? And literally the interviewer is just sitting there like, you ever see the meme where like all like the equations are going on in the background? Like, is this person really saying like this is a rainy day? Like, what is wrong with you?
Also, by the way, during this government shutdown, Trump is also spending money still on this fucking ballroom, which nobody fucking wants. Yeah, and by the way, the fact that there's so much destruction going on around the White House as well, which is pretty much a metaphor of his presidency, it's also put a lot of people off, even on his side of the political spectrum. They don't like seeing the White House smashed to fucking pieces. It's a symbol of your country, and there he is breaking up into fucking tiny chunks, hoping that he'll still be there. But people are basically equating his ballroom project to giving an elderly person a coloring book by saying, "Here you go, to do this." While me and in a sense, me being me being fucking oh god, what's his name? I just called him the Jewish Nazi earlier.
Stephen Miller
and all these people ruin the fucking country.
Yeah,
with their ice and all of that shit. Which, oh man.
Yeah. Oh, Rick, I'm very happy that at least if it means less Americans coming over here, then yeah, thumbs up. You know what I mean?
A lot of Americans want to jump ship, man. They
I don't blame them, but I don't fucking want them over here. Fuck off.
Well, they want to come here because of the fucking language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Canada.
Canada would be a
better. We don't want foreigners as small boats anymore.
Yeah, bloody fucking small cruise ships coming over.
A whole bunch of countries they can go
Canadians
to.
have a whole other language.
Move to New Zealand. I mean,
well, yeah, because Americans never say sorry, so they'll hate Canada. But I've got bad news for you. We say it over here as well.
Sorry.
That's where the Canadians got the politeness from. It came over here.
Yeah, like there's a whole bunch of countries they can move to which speaks English. So, there's some African countries for a start, but maybe they might want to go there. And obviously Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, well, Rick, they haven't updated it in over 100 years in the terms of smashing down half. I mean, I don't give a fuck about the White House. It's not the point of the White House. Not that they knocked parts down. Like, I don't care. You talk to someone who doesn't give a fuck. The point is, this is in the midst of a cost of living crisis. He's spending hundreds of millions of pounds in private donations to build this thing.
And that's the thing. It's like, honestly, I think I've said between all of us before, but I'm like, I honestly, I would rather this ballroom thing come out of taxpayer money, only because I don't want Trump to own it. I don't want these corporations to feel like they're owed something from our president. Like, I'd rather it come out of the taxpayer money so that we don't owe anybody anything, especially not Trump.
Yeah.
And by the way, the other things they've done is that they built a fucking tennis court in the park, which is nothing compared to a ballroom. And then Obama built a basketball court. But you know where he built the basketball court? On top of the fucking tennis court. It was just basically lines on the tennis court. So it was in the same fucking vicinity.
Oh, they had a meltdown. I remember that.
It's not like he fucking pulled up ground anywhere else. It was on top of the fucking tennis court.
I mean, I don't even really care about. I mean, that's like.
That's what I said. I don't give a shit about the ball.
Yeah,
I don't care either. But I'm just saying, when you see like the destruction that has happened in the White House, it is kind of freaky when you see that level of destruction of the White House. It does put people off, and obviously the fact that all this money is being spent on that when it should be spent on the American people.
I was just hoping Donald Trump would accidentally wander in the East Wing when it was getting demolished. That was my hope.
By the way,
don't worry. He's got another year left, and then he's done for, mate. He's
by the way,
literally running on fumes.
Sorry.
Go on.
This is the thing regarding Mike Johnson. I did forget regarding Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson gave the game away because after the local elections were blue sweep last couple of days, he basically said that we have to worry about the midterms because when the midterms come along and if the Democrats win that, then Donald Trump very likely will only last 2 years as president, but he's very likely to get impeached by the Democrats. He's basically saying everything. Don't threaten me with a good time, fucking Mike Johnson. You know what I mean? You're fucking telling us, you're basically giving the whole fucking game away. Democrats win the fucking midterms. You can impeach Donald Trump properly this time and fucking get rid of his
Rick
fucking
B
ass
for
once and for
president.
all.
That's all I'm saying. Rick B for president. Full-size Starship Enterprise on top of the White House. That would be.
Hey, I'm all for it. I mean,
yeah, it'd be half the size of Washington, wouldn't it?
And skin bleachers for all brown people. Yeah, Rick B.
That's right. Yeah. And big
tattoo
on their head. Pick me.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. All right, then we can move on. I think we've talked politics enough. Let's, so, by the way, just quickly, if you haven't seen Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, it's worth a watch. It's not as great as everyone's going on about, but I did enjoy it. Part 3, because it's split into 3 parts. With the monster part, that was the best part. Like, it's my favorite depiction of Frankenstein that they've ever done. I thought it was excellent. That was the best part. But as always, my issue with Guillermo is that he will put all his passion of character development and fleshing out emotions and story for the monster. But when it comes to the humans, he's like a child. He can't be bothered. He's just like, rush off to the next bit. Rush off to the next bit. Like, there's these bits that happen between certain characters. And you're like, did Zack fucking Snyder write this? I'm not feeling this emotion that they're feeling. He's literally rushed through it. So there is that element.
Can we do spoilers, or is this spoiler free?
No, you can fucking swear.
No, not spoilers.
Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers.
All right. Yeah, because I agree with you. Like the first bit, the stuff that happens where I want to focus on, this is the reason that the character is doing the stuff he does later on. And I think it would have been a lot stronger of a story if they'd done that.
Yeah.
And because, I'll say in chat what the stuff that I'm talking about is, but there's just 2 things that happen, and they're going right. That is why he wants to do what he's doing, and kind of like he's not thinking of the ramifications of what he's doing, and that I agree with you. Like he focused more on like the emotional progression of the monster rather than Frankenstein and
the
what
characters.
was
Yeah. But Guillermo's always done this, and look, this is why I'm not a fan of his. I like his style in terms of like visuals, but I can't his storytelling is so shallow. It really frustrates me, and I'm like, just do what you did with the monster, but with everyone else. And this film would have probably been a 10 out of 10 because everything to do with the monster, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I pray that we do get the sequel that was teased, but it mainly focuses on the fucking monster and his struggles with this to find the thing that they, without spoiling anything. And if he just focuses on the monsters, I guarantee it'll be a phenomenal Oscar-worthy film. But I'm just saying, it is worth a watch if you've got nothing else to watch, but you're not going to miss anything like too crazy.
Can I just say, and I said this in the Facebook chat, I said to Paddy, Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein is an underrated film. In my,
I like it.
A lot better than
I didn't like Frankenstein, but I agree. I like it.
I mean, I don't like De Niro's monster, but I like everything else around it.
I kind of miss the classic Frankenstein of the big square head and the bolts coming out the neck, because Frankenstein, since Mary Shelley's, has been depicted in a different way, So Frankenstein's monster that is been depicted in.
They keep making him handsomer. Have you noticed? He gets handsomer and handsomer.
Yeah, and I mentioned Aaron Eckhart's version, which really fucking pissed me off, and all of that sort of shit. Just to change the film, by the way.
Yeah, go for it. We're done
with
with
the
fantasy.
upcoming Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which is the third movie in the trilogy. I have never seen the original two, so I watched the first one and the second one, and I really enjoyed those movies because they're not only they're about magic, but obviously not real magic, but sleight of hand and illusions and misdirection.
Magic tricks.
It's also about things like the long con, and
I
I'm
actually
also
really
like
like
the series
the first two movies as well. I just feel like they're really stretching for this third one. I'm like, now there's 8 of them, and I'm like, I saw the previews for it, and I'm like,
I'm not going to spoil those movies, by the way, the first two, but I am looking forward to the third one to see what they do with it. But you ever watched the series Hustle, which was on the BBC?
Oh,
Yeah, I love that stuff. I love all these cons and all of that, and then you figure out how they done it at the end and all of that. I'm very much looking forward to the third movie now. After watching the first two, I enjoyed them a lot more than I thought. The first one was very good. The second one was okay.
I watched the first one. I didn't like it, so I just gave up on it. But
that means it's good if Ginger didn't like it.
Yeah, if I didn't like it,
it made me realize that I think this is the fifth. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the fifth film now Woody Harrelson and Michael Cera have fucking made a movie together with, which is kind of crazy.
It's
not Michael Cera. It's,
sorry, not Michael Cera.
Yeah,
Jesse Eisenberg. God, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I thought Michael Cera. Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson. I think they made 5 films now together, which is crazy. But they made the Zombieland movies.
I mean, I think they have good. I think they have really good chemistry.
Director.
Lou Leterrier.
No.
I don't think he directed Zombieland. I don't think.
No, he didn't.
No, but I think they have really good chemistry.
Yeah, I thought No See Me was fine. I mean, it's not my best magic film I've ever seen, but I thought it was good. It was a decent heist movie.
Yeah, a heist movie. I like a good heist movie, and like I said, the long con.
It's better than Ocean's 11, which isn't a really high bar to reach.
The ocean movies and stuff like that.
I hate the ocean movies.
And stuff like that.
Heist films just don't work anymore in this kind of era. Like if you do a heist film, you've got to set it in the past because nowadays it'd just be some twat on a laptop be like, "Oh, there you go, just stole a load of cryptocurrency, we're rich."
But I know the way that Now You See Me does it is rather clever. But
I do like a heist. Like I do like my heist films. As well.
No, but what I like about this is the fact that they added obviously magicians.
Hang on, what Cheetah? What did you say? Sorry.
I said they gotta. I agree with you. Is that they got to be set in different eras.
Yeah, can't set it in modern times. It just doesn't work.
But the fact that they added magicians into doing the heist, I thought was a nice element in how they do all the stuff with the sleight of hand and stuff like that, which is I really enjoyed it. I can't wait
about the first one, but I just didn't enjoy it. But
sorry.
Go on, Gary.
I was going to say, I've been enjoying. I think Sam has been watching this, and we might review it when I get to the end of it. He's been watching Splinter Cell Death Watch.
I want you to finish that shit, Gary. I want to review that with you. I'm already forgetting it. It's leaving my memory. You know what I mean?
Splinter Cell Death is that out?
Yeah,
it's on net. It's on Netflix.
It's fucking amazing.
Oh, I'll watch it. I'll put it on. I've have every single Splinter Cell game that's ever been made. Like I love Splinter Cell.
Honestly, like I mean, the only thing that I would say is it's not Michael Ryan's side, but it's pretty close. But I really enjoy it. Like it feels like a proper Splinter Cell project. They don't have
Michael Ironside is too old as well. Like remember Ghost Recon when we would play that Ginge, and we had that Splinter Cell bit, and you heard Michael Ironside speak. I thought, my God, he sounds old as fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's time to kind of move on from Ironside,
which is a shame because he is Sam Fisher.
But they're making a live action film of Splinter Cell as well.
Yes, I've heard about that. Yeah.
So
I think something like Splinter Cell would be better as a series.
You know? I agree. It'll work better as a series, not as a film.
I think it would be good just to add the film to establish that kind of the characters and then move on to a series. I think.
We'll just have a feature-length episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then,
But yeah. Most importantly, and finally, might I add, they're making a Miss Piggy film. or a film that at least primarily stars Miss Piggy.
So it's just another Muppet movie.
It's another Muppet film, but the main focal point will be Miss Piggy.
Okay, fair
It's
enough.
like Captain America: Civil War. It's going to be like all the Muppets, but it's going to be focused on one character, but it's still going to have all the Muppets in it.
Yes,
Well, they did a Gonzo movie because everyone in the Muppets, they are related to some sort of animal or something like that. And Gonzo was like, "What the fuck am I related to?" You know, like I'm fucking. Look at me, I'm this blue hook nose, fucking crazy weird.
Oh yeah,
weirdo.
that was the Muppets in Space. That wasn't a Gonzo film. Oh, it did
Gonzo was the focus, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
But the thing is, like for me, what pisses me off, and I hate the fans more than anything for this, was the more adult show that they had on ABC was superb.
It was really good. I watched it. I remembered it was so good.
Loved it. And the fans hated it. I'm like, the Muppets needs to be really that. Fuck you and fuck your mother that bore you, you stupid cunt. The Muppets, every franchise needs to grow up with its audience. And when they went back and they did that one with that, I forget that fucking actor's name, but that one where they had like the little kid who then found out that he was a Muppet and all that.
I know what you mean. Jason Segel?
That's it, Jason Segel. And I hated that. It was sappy Disney wank. And I was just like, this is why I fucking hate the Muppets under Disney.
Yeah, the Melissa McCartney one.
Under Jim Henson, the Muppets was spectacular. But under Disney, I've only liked Treasure Island. And that's because of Tim Curry. But the Miss Piggy one is going to have Jennifer Lawrence and I think Emma Stone going to be producing it. So again, and a female director. So it's going to be like purely from, and I'm like, I hope they make her a full out fucking sex mad bitch in this. And I'd love to see it. For me, this is why we love Miss Piggy. Because she was just a horny beast. And it was just hilarious to see. Like her flirtations, everything like that. That's Miss Piggy for me. Like
I liked it when she got mad though. She got angry as well.
I love, yeah. Like she was the best. I love Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy is my favorite.
It's going to have Kermit the Frog in it, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
as I said, it's going to be
Muppet. We're going to have some proper bestiality. You know, like
the furries will really like this film for sure.
It's funny, but the conservatives nowadays, they'll probably get really pissed off that a pig's going out with a frog. But that shit's been happening for decades.
Goddamn interbreeding.
That shit's been happening for decades. It's the same thing like you have like this gay couple on Sesame Street and Bert and Ernie, and then people are only realizing that now. Yeah, but they've been.
Oh no, we've been talking about that since I was little.
Yeah, but that's been happening for decades. They only give a shit about it now because everything's anti-gay for them, as far as they're concerned. So
I know. Yeah, it's like sure, they're roommates.
Yeah, they're just roommates in the same way that Lauren Hardy were and Abbott Costello and all these people.
I'm sorry, guys. I got to run. But enjoy the rest of your guys' chat.
Well, all right. There's not much left to talk about. Just got a couple of things. But cheers for popping by.
Hey, no problem. I enjoy talking a little bit of politics with you guys.
Yeah. Nice. So on to the next one. We have Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover, but it's going to be an adult animated, I think it's series or film, one of the two.
Interdimensional.
Huh?
It's going to be like Dimension Crossing or some shit like that.
No, they're in the same universe.
Yeah, they've been established to be the same universe, Sam.
Yeah, they're in the same universe. Oh, what was the name of the universe? I forget what it's called. But anyway, they're in the same universe. And is it the Genesis series that it's going to be following from the comic books? Either way, I'm looking forward to this. Not so much Transformers, G.I. Joe, whatever. Whatever. Awesome. The fact that they're making it adult, like more R-rated, mature-based. And I'm hoping that from this we spin off into G.I. Joe, because G.I. Joe needs to be an adult animated show. It can't work as a film, because as a film, you can't have a fucking mass war film like that and have it PG. The two films were
all the characters terrible. As well.
All the characters. It needs to be animated. G.I. Joe Renegades, which was like 5-minute episodes, but it was R-rated, was phenomenal. If you've never seen it, I implore people go watch it. It came out fucking 20 years ago. But they also did another one after that, which I forget what it was called. It wasn't Renegades, but it had an R in it. But it was more like kids kind of stuff. But even that was really good. But G.I. Joe will always belong in the world of animation. So I'm really looking
like the live
forward.
action films.
No, they were awful. They were bloody awful. I've rated them among the worst films I've ever seen in my life because I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. I was never a big fan of the original cartoon per se, but I did enjoy it. But the toys are like one of my favorite fucking toys of all time. And it just belongs in animation. So I'm hoping after we get the crossover, they spin it off and we get G.I. Joe. A bit like how they're setting up the Marvel animated universe now within the Spider-Man and the X-Men universe. That's going to branch out and create that universe. I hope they do that with this. And I'm glad it's more adult oriented because that's fucking awesome. That means it's going to be violent. It's going to be crazy. And yeah, I hope they kill it. Move, cat, move.
Okay, I'm gonna, as we're talking about films and stuff, I want to show you a trailer.
Okay. I think that's everything on films.
I've seen this.
Check this out.
Oh, the Michael Jackson thing.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
Oh, God, is this Universal? Has this got his music in it?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk over it a little bit.
No, stop it, because we're going to get... Yeah, that's it. You can mute it. It's fine. Like, put subtitles on.
So what I've heard is like the Jackson 5 and all that. What I've heard is one of his nephews is playing Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
and somebody, it's funny. I talked to the people who I play football with, like, Michael Jackson's got nephews. When they mention this, look at his nose. By the way, I want to look at that fucking nose. Yeah, they purposely have made his nose look like a fucking
that's how big it was. He used to have a fucking huge nose. That's why.
Mate, his nose is really clear. I've seen Michael Jackson when he was younger, and off the wall Thriller era and stuff like that. That hooter was never this size, God. But the reason
he cut his nose down before he even did Off the Wall. It was before Off the Wall that he sliced his nose down.
Well, for me, I feel like the reason why they made the hooter look so prominently big in this trailer is that that it's going to start getting smaller and smaller over the years after he goes under the knife, for all the surgeries that he does, and obviously he changes his appearance and stuff like that, But
yeah, but it's massive. Look, I'm just looking at pictures of it now. He had a huge...
That moment there, by the way, this bit here, this
you have to get that bit right.
This was at the New York.
No, it was at Motown.
It basically, I remember watching this. I was a kid. I was like maybe 6 years old, and I saw this live as it was happening in America, and I didn't realize what I was watching. But this was the performance he gave as a solo artist that catapulted him to being the greatest of all time. This was the moment where he became from a mega star into a superstar.
Yeah. Motown 25 flaming put a rocket ship on it.
Yeah, he did he did Billie Jean, and by the way, Billie Jean, in my opinion, is Michael Jackson's greatest ever song.
I disagree with that.
I think it's a ballad that is not a ballad. You can dance. There's not many ballads you can dance to. And I think the song is timeless as well. Like it could be released today, and it'll feel just as modern as it would be over 40 years ago when it first came out. But when he did that song and he did that on stage at particular event, and he did the moonwalk and everything. It's like, wow, like welcome to the big time. You know, when you're watching history and it's being made at that particular moment, that was it. And I'm very much looking forward to this movie.
I'm not. I'll
No?
tell you why.
They'll
For
suspend
two
all of that
reasons.
stuff.
The 2 reasons. They're gonna fucking gloss over the pedophilia stuff. They're gonna gloss over the fact that he was sexually abused by his own father. They're gonna make this like Queen. They're just gonna focus on like the soft shit because they do that with every fucking biopic.
Yeah, good point.
There's only been about 3 or 4 biopics in my entire life that I've really enjoyed, and one of those was like, you know, semi taking the piss, which is Private Parts, which was Howard Stern's biopic. The other one was Charles, which was, you know, phenomenal because they didn't hide all the bad stuff. And there's another one. There's another couple. But what I mean is also there was Motley Crue's one, which was really fucking good. But
what about the Doors?
No, I didn't like that one. The one with Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that one. But again, I watched that when I was young, so maybe I might rewatch that. But there was, you know, What's Love Got to Do with It as well, the Tina Turner one, that was really good as well. But a lot of the times, especially lately, like biopics are just, they're fucking awful. Like, they just don't make them good. They're not truthful. And I personally always believe that you shouldn't have the people, you know, who it's involved around be that involved in it because they don't want a lot of the truth coming out. And I'm like, it should be like the people that fucking the hardcores that actually know a lot of the stuff and can verify the stuff be a part of the project. There's a reason why Sacha Baron Cohen left the Queen project.
Yeah, he turned it down.
He was in there. He got cast because he was there with Bryan Singer. Obviously,
yeah, but he turned it down once he realized it was going to be fucking bubblegum.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he turned it down because for that reason, because it wasn't a true depiction. And that film was fucking awful. I was like, it's just soft garbage. And so I'm not looking forward to this. I think it's going to get a lot of hype.
No, I agree with you. When I saw this, I thought to myself, they're not going to go down the routes where they, you know, regarding all the allegations that were against him and maybe the Lisa Maria Presley stuff as well, and obviously what happened with him and his dad when he was younger and all of that. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But regarding him, just the musical elements of his career, you know, those key moments you saw during his career when he made obviously that when he performed on stage at that event, and obviously Thriller and Bad and stuff like that. So those, and obviously the changes he had in his appearance and stuff like that. I'm just interested in those bits because I know they're not going to go on about the pedophilia stuff. I know that, you know, it's obvious they could. They might do.
But you know what's funny is obviously not apart from the pedophilia, they've done past biopics on Michael Jackson where they didn't hide a lot of the like crazy shit that he went through.
Him dangling his kid over the balcony. Remember that?
It was one where it was like in the Jackson 5 kind of era.
Yeah,
you know
that.
I'm just saying like that was also what he did as well.
Yeah.
But when he did that, the kid's legs like hit the balcony itself, and you know, so he kind of hurt his kid doing that, and dangled his kid over the balcony like a fucking idiot. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, and his family's too involved in this, and you know, the Jacksons piss me off because they're very litigious as well, trying to protect the fucking pedophile. And I'm like, no, fuck you, right? Michael Jackson, you know, you can celebrate his legacy in one area, but you can't pull your punches like in the stuff that he fucking got away with. And he got away with like crazy shit because when you're rich and you're powerful, we've seen it with so many different celebrities and all this kind of shit. So, you know, I'm personally not looking forward to it. But see how it goes.
I mean, I am looking forward to it because I was a huge Michael Jackson fan growing up. So, there was. I mean, I was a bit later than you guys, so I was like in the bad era. I just remember watching them do the bad stuff. I mean, that's why my favorite Michael Jackson song is "Smooth Criminal" because the video to that is amazing. Like just the celebrating and the dancing and all that sort of stuff, just amazing. I think they've done the right thing in getting a family member to play him because I think he's somebody with such a unique look, and I don't mean like but like his also presence and his charisma that he had.
Well, look, I mean, if you look at his nephews, don't you not remember 3MB?
3T.
Yeah.
3T, sorry. 3T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tito Jackson's kids.
Yeah, that's the one playing his Michael
Is
Jackson.
it one of those ones?
I think it's one of those ones, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but they would be
Jackson
pretty old
or
now. They would be 3T was ages ago. That like 20 years ago. Those guys would be like middle-aged men. I'm sure there must be another nephew.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with what Paddy says. She said that they shouldn't really soft pedal and stuff because like he had drug addiction issues. Even if you don't believe that
plastic surgery addiction.
Yeah, Jafar Jackson. It's Jermaine's a kid.
Yeah.
So it's not Tito's kid.
No,
not Tito's kids. No.
So yeah. I mean, I agree with what Paddy said. That they might soft pedal on his drug use, and when it comes to the allegations, I mean, like, is there a way that you can do that without having taken a side on it? Because if you take one side, then you're gonna piss one side off. You're gonna take the other side. You're gonna piss another side off. Which side of it do you go on? I don't know. Is your answer?
Yeah, some people still to this day don't depict it as he did anything, like he was being framed or whatever. So it's
my opinion is that he probably didn't have a childhood and didn't understand social.
Jermaine Jackson's good. He looks just like
he shouldn't have got away with shit. That's just my personal take on it.
He got away with it, man. That guy, I'm sorry, but you're fucking having a shower with a kid. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's just ridiculous. Like, yeah, that guy was like, yeah, 100%.
I mean, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. Like, there's no allegations from his own children that he did what he did to them that he allegedly did to those other kids. Usually if you're going to be
not really. No, it's quite commonplace that they wouldn't do anything to their own kids.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because that's incestuous. You know what I mean? They're not going to be attracted to their own kids to diddle them. You get some of those Robins, but the majority of them are not going to, diddle their own fucking kids. And yeah, it's as simple as that. And the guy, like, come on, man, his whole fucking history, just always surrounded by young kids, and mainly young boys.
I agree. I agree.
People will always say like, "Oh, well, he never touched Macaulay Culkin because it's too high profile to fucking touch Macaulay Culkin." And look, maybe he didn't. Maybe he's just so fucked in the head he just wanted to be a kid and have those kind of kid moments. Yeah. But you
can't do that as an adult.
Too many fucking allegations, and it's all just like crazy. And the fact that his computer was seized and never released, and all this kind of shit, and there's a lot of secrecy around that. So
Neverland Ranch as well. He turned his whole house into a fucking theme park.
Who was it? Was it Jimmy Carr that said it once? He goes, "Look, I'm just saying, if I was a billionaire pedophile, I'd do the same thing. Kind of, build a Neverland Ranch." Yeah. So again, look, you can love the artist's music, you can love the art, but not give a fuck about the artist.
I had a friend. I used to work with this girl called Lisa when I was working at Madame Tussauds, and she loved Michael Jackson, and whatever. Yeah, she loved Michael Jackson. She had a tattoo of MJ on her fucking arm.
Jeez.
And I remember I made a joke about Michael Jackson being a nonce, and she fucking wailed on me, man. She got mad. Michael Jackson fans, like the hardcore ones, they're like fucking MAGA, mate. They're fucking they're MAGA. Like when Jackson got when you presumed innocent, not guilty, yeah. Like I remember this one woman, she released fucking doves from. Do you remember that? She released fucking doves.
Yeah. Because like there are some of his fans that are mental. I mean, I speak of somebody who is still a massive fan of his. Like, because like the other day I was watching Thriller and I was watching Flaming The Way You Make Me Feel and all that sort of stuff. I was like, God, this guy was amazing.
It was
But-
amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like, Off the Wall is my favorite Michael Jackson album. Like, I love Off the Wall. I still play it to this day. And like, Off the Wall is my favorite song of Michael Jackson's, along with Billie Jean. They're like on equal paring, personally speaking. But yeah, I mean, the guy's music was spectacular. There's no denying that. And the abused always end up becoming the abuser. But
yeah,
you know, if it was something extremely horrific, but then there is the flip side of we have never heard anything outside of the 2 court cases. Any further stuff. I know we had those 2 dancers that come out and made accusations as well, but I think their story kind of fell apart or got debunked. So they were trying to cash in. So there, we'll never know, unfortunately. That's it. Until all the Jacksons die and you can get the fucking full details, we'll never know. But at the same time, I'm
He's not
leaning
the youngest,
towards
by the
the
way.
guy
I
was
think
100% a fucking diddler.
Janet's the youngest, I believe. I mean, there's a lot. People forget. He's got what 5 brothers. Like
There was 8 of them. It was 8 of them.
them.
8 of them. 5 brothers and 3 sisters, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like.
Janet Jackson's a fucking queen now. I love Janet Jackson, man. I preferred her to like.
She's the youngest, isn't she? Janet's the
She was
youngest.
the youngest, yeah.
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 I-
She was phenomenal. Loved like her
I'm
stuff.
surprised her and Michael only collaborated once, which is crazy.
That was a phenomenal song as well.
That was a
Yeah,
great song.
Scream.
What
Yeah,
a
Scream is
tune.
great.
Just pressure remix. No, that's not that.
Yeah, and she by the way, she at the time of his death, she was richer than her brother. Like Janet in the 90s got to the point because after History, which was a complete expensive flop, Janet's career continued to grow and she was richer than her brother. Like
She did
Michael
movies
Jackson.
as well. She got involved in film.
Poetic Justice, great film.
Yeah.
Love that film.
I thought Moonwalker
Nutty
was.
Professor too.
I think there's parts of Moonwalker that are great. Just like a little bit. The story's a little bit rubbish.
Oh, that
Moonwalker's
film was
awful,
just
man.
let's suck off Michael Jackson till the end
Moonwalker's
of the
awful.
degree. It was awful, man.
No, it wasn't
Joe
terrible.
Pesci, Joe
Maybe I
Pesci putting himself in that. To be fair, I'm glad that film happened for 2 reasons. Number one, the transformation, those elements of it were cool. Number 2, we got some great arcade games out of it, some great games out of it.
Oh, and 3, the Smooth Criminal video.
And we
It's
got some
amazing.
criminal video out of it. So something did come out of that thing. And the Just Leave Me Alone. Great video. What a great video that was.
That was like they used Gulliver's Travels on that, didn't they?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love that. So, from one piece of shit, we got, I mean, the Moonwalker games were just brilliant. No matter what platform you played it on, they were all great. Yeah.
The arcade one was the best one.
What? The arcade one was the best one for sure.
It begins that he just flicks the coin and it lands right into the machine, and you're like dancing and yeah.
Yeah, and just oh god.
You could turn into a robot and shoot people.
Yeah, that was the best part. It's like Altered Beast. You get to the point where you power up and become the robot, and just beat the shit out of each other. Yeah.
By the way, you mentioned Altered Beast. There's a game that needs to be not
remastered.
Not remastered, just remade, like from scratch, like a modern day take.
They tried it a few times and they flopped. They fucked it every time.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. A modern day take on that. But yeah, by the way, regarding Michael Jackson, I play a lot of his music in my car because you can't go wrong with Michael Jackson music because nearly everybody loves Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I have Off the Wall on my playlist, and as well as a couple of others like Keep in the Closet. I love that fucking song so much. That's probably my 3rd favorite Michael Jackson song. Something about you, baby, and the video was great to that. That's the thing with Michael Jackson as well. The videos are pretty much all of them are memorable. Because that was the one with Eddie Murphy and Naomi. What?
Yeah, remember the time.
Was that? Oh, that was that one. Oh yeah,
I remember that. But it's funny how he didn't do enough R&B. Like the guy should have done a little bit more R&B. Only a
Yeah, I
handful
agree.
of songs.
Yeah, he should have
Yeah.
done more R&B.
The
Yeah,
way
Naomi
you
Campbell was
look
the Keep It in the Closet one. She wasn't in the Eddie Murphy one. It was a different one.
the way you
She was
take
really
me
fucking hot in
down.
that video.
I think it was what's her face, David Bowie's wife.
Yeah, it was David Bowie's wife, Iman.
Iman, yeah.
Stunner, absolute stunner. She like when I always say to people like Somali women are amongst the most beautiful women you'll ever see. I always point to her as the example. I'm like, they look like her, but even hotter. There is one woman lives around here somewhere. Unfortunately, she wears the whole thing, but her face, fucking like beyond stunning, like just absolute like fucking model quality. But anyway, I could wax lyrical about Somali women all day, but we're not here to talk about
And
that.
to
We're here to
Cheetah,
talk
if you're
about-
watching, Iman was the shapeshifter in Star Trek 6 who ended up pretending to be Kirk before she got killed.
and she was also the one that conned play out of kids' money in House Party 2. Which is
I don't even remember that, and I've seen House
You don't
Party
remember that?
2.
Oh, I fucking
No,
love
you
House
remember? I
Party
don't even
2.
remember the movie. I
You
just
don't remember House
that-
Party 2? That was the one where
Mate,
kids
House Party 1 and 2 and 3. I don't remember any of them. I don't
So,
remember any of them.
House
I just
Party
know I've watched
1,
them.
yeah, okay, that's the one that takes place at the house. Number 2 was the university. Number 3 was the stag do. Number 3 is awful. We don't talk about House Party 3. It was awful. But House Party 2, I love it. House Party 2 is the one that had the guy from Stargate in it, and is the voice of Kratos as well, that black guy. Who, I forget his name, but I can watch his interviews. He's
Oh,
so
I
funny.
know exactly who you mean. What's his name?
Yeah, the chiseled jawed, handsome as fuck dude, him. Yeah, black guy. You know what I mean? I always like pointing that out to right wingers as well. I'm like, did you know that Kratos is voiced by a black man?
2 black guys.
2 black guys, really?
Yeah, because
What was the one before that?
Yeah, the one from like the PS 1 and 2.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. It's not a franchise like I was a big fan of. I just know the guy because of like Stargate, and I loved Stargate. But yeah. But yes, Michael Jackson. Top 5 favorite Michael Jackson songs. I've already listed mine. I'll just add Beat It and
Look, I don't know really, but I will say this: anything that Weird Al Yankovic took the piss out of when it came to Michael Jackson songs, I enjoy it.
Eat it.
I actually prefer listening to Weird Al Yankovic's alternatives than to like anything Michael Jackson did. So like I like listening to Fat. You know,
I'm fat. I love the video.
video is great as well.
Oh,
yeah, he goes ham on,
Yeah.
holy.
Top 5 Michael Jackson songs. Smooth Criminal. The Way You Make Me Feel. Just trying to think of the others because there's so many.
I think Rock With You is a very underrated
Yes.
one.
yeah, great song.
It's a great song. Like for me, Billie Jean is still like number one, man. Like
Yeah, Billie Jean's
it's
on
one of the
there.
greatest. It's one. I think it's top 5 greatest songs
Look,
of all
I have
time.
to cheat on that because Off the Wall and Billie Jean are both my number ones for Michael Jackson. And then you've got Keep It in the Closet. Then you've got Beat It and
Really number 4 for me.
Pretty Young Things as well. It's really fucking good song. But it's hard to like pick a top 5 with him because the other one. Do you remember the time? Like, again, yeah, great. Yeah, yeah, so many great.
That song was
I
pretty
like
cool.
Dangerous. I just like that song personally.
Good song.
Dangerous.
Yeah,
It's a
great song.
The
Yeah.
album was rubbish, but
Blood on the dance floor.
do you remember when he was like,
Dirty Diana. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
another tune, man. Fucking hell.
when he did, what was it? Was it this one that he did the Blood is on the dance floor with and Chris
Yeah,
Thomas
I
in the video? Blood is on the dance floor, and that was like 2000 or something. I was like, is Michael Jackson coming back? It's like because that's an amazing song.
Yeah, but I think he did, but the album flopped.
Yeah,
The album came out with that.
yeah.
But
Amazing that his albums flop, man. How does that? even make sense. You know,
I think
After history,
I think everyone at that time kind of got a bit.
yeah,
sick of it.
they got sick of Michael Jackson by that point. They just got sick and tired of his cringe, plus all the pedophile allegations. They were just like, "Fuck this guy." And but that being said, then the whole comeback thing was
I
happening.
can't stop loving you is great, man.
Oh, another
You know what I
great
mean?
tune. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just can't stop loving you. Like, oh, mate. That's what, when it hits that chorus, it just ramps up like that. It's beautiful.
Oh, like have you like talking of the comeback? Have you seen the film that This Is It, the documentary they did of it? Fuck me, is that great? It showed that if they'd have done it, it would have been the biggest comeback they've ever done.
Yeah. The documentary of who?
This Is It.
Michael Jackson, when he was going to do his comeback tour when he died
in London. He was going to do
his comeback tour in London. When was that? Was the late 2000s, wasn't it? Or was
it was in 2008-9 because he died.
8, 9, 10, yeah, around there.
Yeah, no, because he died in 2009. So like,
yeah.
So like,
I remember like one of my co-workers, she wanted she was like, "Oh, should we get tickets?" I'm like, "I'm not giving that pedophile my fucking money. Fuck him," kind of thing. But yeah, it would have been one of the biggest comebacks of all time. Like he would have just been like Madonna on steroids. If
he would have been a megastar again. Because that was amazing.
I want to, if we could end in the next 15 minutes or so, if that's all right with you guys.
Yes, I'm done.
You wanted to talk about WWE tickets that you were
Yeah, the ticket sales are plummeting because the prices are going high. The product is shit. I've noticed, I've heard murmurs that the women's division is starting to improve on SmackDown since they got rid of whoever was running it, Road Dogg. Yeah. And that, but yeah, any thoughts on that?
Actually, I do have thoughts on that. So in December the 17th, I think it is. Yeah, December the 17th, I am going to the Co-op Live to go watch AEW. I guess how much it's costing me. Like, I think it's like 50 quid just to be in the trailers. It's about 70 quid for down below. I think if I was to do that at WWE, it cost me about 100, maybe 200 quid to be on the top, and then about $1,000, probably $2,000 to be at the ringside. So it's like AEW understands the game at this point. It's like that.
Yeah, I mean, they took the piss for a while because it was like a year and a half into their thing. They really fucking jacked up the price. Like they were more expensive than WWE at one point, but because that caused a plummet in sales, their prices have now dropped. I know, like Rick B's gone to see them, and he didn't pay that much to go and see them. But WWE are charging like there's this guy I watch. I forget his name, but he's really good. He's like he does all the he does a lot of stuff with what's his name? Is it Chuck Mandel or whatever that fucking guy's name is?
Chelsea Green's so good. Chelsea Green. Sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah, Chelsea Green is phenomenal. But anyway, he was showing like ticket prices, and it's just like, you know, you want ringside seats now. Yeah, at one point in time it was like $500. Now it's like $2-3 grand, and you're just talking for
WWE.
Yeah,
and that's just for a SmackDown or Raw, not a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think the second row on WrestleMania this year will be $43,000.
Get fucked.
That's if you do like there's like a whole VIP package. The ticket itself is
okay, fine.
Like
VIP package, $43,000.
Ridiculous.
Like one ticket.
It's the beginning of the end for the WWE because the booking is atrocious.
Yes.
Yeah, the booking is atrocious. The ticket prices are skyrocketing, and the shows, you know, in America at least, ticket sales are dropping massively. They're still doing well in the foreign market, but the ticket sales are dropping. And
this is why they're going abroad more. Abroad more often.
Why they're going abroad?
One Saudi Arabia and all that stuff.
But then eventually they'll find out the hard way that people are like, hey, this ain't America, mate. I'm not fucking paying $5,000 to go sit in the front row. Fuck off.
No, not even forget $5,000. Like, I think for Mania as well, they mentioned at the very, very back of the building where there's no seat behind you, just wall. Yeah, it's $2,000.
Jesus fucking.
And you're not even going to be able to watch the wrestling from up there. You're going to have to watch it on
Yeah.
the fucking screen.
That's
Which is what's the point? You might as well just fucking. If you have to watch it on the screen, then there's no point in being in the stadium, in my opinion.
Look, I said it once, I'll say it again, man. Even if I won the lottery, I would not go and watch WWE at its current price point. Like if it's like $1,000 to sit at the front row, $2,000, yes, but fucking $6, $7, $8,000, $10,000, fucking whatever they're charging now. Get fucked. Ridiculous.
Okay, guys, look, we haven't got enough time left, but we have to.
Sam's TikTok treasures.
I've got
a smile to your face, doesn't it? Saying thank you, Ginger, for that. Look, it's been a while, and you know what? I'm on TikTok all the fucking time, and there's loads of stuff that I save, and so it's about time that I share some of these ones with you. Not all of them, obviously, but the ones that I feel really fucking stand out. Now, some of them are going to be look, the whole fucking, plethora of fucking shit here.
I only pop in to do a video, and then I pop out. I never used.
Here TikTok. We go. This one I liked a lot. Can you hear that, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Pardon, 50.
I would never cry in front of my wife.
Really?
I just wouldn't.
What if your kid died?
That's a different thing. I mean, I would try not to cry in front of my wife. Everything is going south. I want my wife to know I'm strong in that situation, and I can be. I don't have to cry. So I heard a guy say this, is that when my father passes away, which everybody's parent is going to pass away, I'm not going to cry at his funeral. I don't want to cry at his funeral. I want my father to know that I'm strong enough.
Okay. You won't cry in front of your wife, but you're crying for me.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant.
I wish, hopefully Rick B's still here, because that dude is a pick-me. And
fucking hell. I mean, Charlie Kirk never hit the fact how much he thought like black people were low IQ and beneath him. Like, Jesus, you fucking cuck.
Okay, as a religious person, Gary, this should piss you off.
Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000.
This is evangelicalism. This is what I would ban.
And receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
And they're laughing and clapping. Fucking brain dead.
And stand in unity with the vision.
That guy, he got absolute. He got absolute
evangelicalism to a T. They don't care about you. They just care about money.
I mean, does he actually read the Bible where Jesus talks about the fact that the woman who put like 1 penny in because that's all she could fucking afford, that she paid more than people who paid like thousands of pounds? Did he not read that bit? Sorry, I'm starting to lose my temper. Sorry,
mate. Americans are the worst Christians on the fucking planet. The worst. They're not Christians. They're capitalists that use Jesus.
Fuck off. Sorry. I hate that guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we got some of these
hilariously ironic moments from that far-right protest yesterday. I mean, it was like a comedy of contradictions out there. First up, you had this guy wrapped in an England flag, munching on a cheeky onion bhaji. The best part, he's at a protest complaining about migration while literally eating food that's probably served by a migrant or their kid. Culinary irony at its finest. Then you had 3 blokes, also draped in their proud England flags, deciding the best way to uphold British civility was to, well, urinate behind some bushes, because nothing says we're the civilized ones like public urination at a rally about how migrants are ruining the British way of life. And it gets better. There was a Sikh gentleman yelling, "Arrest me," at the police because he's so frustrated.
That guy's a proper pick-me, that Sikh dude. I've seen him before. He's also a migrant. He's not even born here. They might as well be.
Is
with
he wearing a
migrants coming to
Burberry
Britain
turban?
while being a migrant himself. It's like a comedy sketch when
Fuck
nobody
you.
reads their own script. Meanwhile, up in the hotel windows, you got these folks who are allegedly asylum seekers just recording the whole protest from above and chuckling away. They're basically having their own watch party while the protesters rage about them down below. And then there's this gem, a 26-year-old foreign woman standing up to say immigrants are taking over the UK, all while the far-right crowd cheers her on. She's not
Jesus.
British, but hey, who's counting? One of my personal favourites, a Muslim woman wearing a hijab designed like the Union Jack, is out there supporting a protest that basically wants to get rid of Muslims. The layers of irony are just too good. Oh, and the food hypocrisy continues. Plenty of these folks were happily digging into Paris, samosas and Afghan dishes served by the very migrants they're protesting against. Nothing says keep Britain British like a plate full of multicultural cuisine. In Tower Hamlets, you had a group of Bangladeshis chanting EDL no more, which is funny because the EDL officially disbanded back in 2013. But hey, the same kind of crowd is still around, so the chant still kind of works, just with a nostalgic twist. And for a surprise cameo, Elon Musk showed up video link to warn about massive uncontrolled migration destroying Britain. The man's a migrant himself, lives in the US, and is a billionaire stirring up the working class. You couldn't write this stuff. Finally, a group of guys sat in a coffee shop discussing how to stop immigration while being served by a South Indian barista. The irony just keeps piling up. 10 hilariously ironic moments from that
Brilliant.
far-right
I'm going to end it there because I need to get to the shop before it closes.
Alrighty then. Okay,
That was a
no
good
problem. I got plenty more, but yeah, next time I'm going to do a whole fucking show on my TikTok treasures.
You know what? Yeah, we could do it. Like, again, if I'm not busy, next week I can't, but the week after, we just do a TikTok treasures show.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah, fuck it.
There's so much. Oh, mate, TikTok is just glorious.
Yeah,
It's funny. When I talk. Sorry for prolonging this, but I tell people, "Are you guys on TikTok?" And they go to me, "No, I'm on Instagram." And you fucking can't. Like Instagram for me, yeah, it's just too many platforms for social media. Like I'm already doing a bit of Twitter. I'm already doing Facebook, and obviously YouTube, and I can't do any more. Like, is this more than like? It's enough. Like I can't keep jumping from platform to platform. You know, and you got YouTube Shorts now, and Facebook have got their own version of Shorts and shit like that.
But
I mean, it's just too
TikTok is
much.
the one I don't bother with the most. Like, I jump in, do videos, talk to people in the comments, then I jump out. I just can't.
They've got some good live stuff, but listen, mate. Next time we fucking go live here, you got to figure out a way of putting us on TikTok as well. I'm expecting you to do it.
Yeah, well, if I just log into the NerdTube app on my phone and then just push it live then, but they won't be able to see your faces. That's the thing.
Oh, you got them. There's a way of doing it on the computer.
Oh, I'll figure it out. I'll have a look. But cool.
Okay.
All right, then. I'm going to end it there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you next time for Zam's